and he set you as
why not? In Isu. And a lot more going to be coming your way from the world front. So wherever you are, preparation for the king's coronation also taking place. But what is it? Palestinian hunger striker dies in Israel prison. Rockets are fired at Israel after Islamic Jihad threatens revenge over the death of a senior figure. This and a lot more going to be coming your way. Let's enjoy this music. And this time round is from who? It is from Pastor Theodora Boache Ansa, and it says everlasting to everlasting from the Theodora Gospel. Enjoy it, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned.
friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedase.
Hi everyone, it's your
Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We shall have Miss Olayomi Koiki joining in pretty soon. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial back. Let's start looking at some of the stories making the rounds whilst we wait for Miss Olayomi Koiki to join in. But most of the story, Tinubu is promising tough decisions. But tough decisions on what? Well, once we have Yomi on, he's going to be telling us more about that. But there's been an ensuing row from the camps of Peter Obi pertaining to a statement that the information is a minister or communicating minister Laya Mohammed made about Peter Obi, saying that whatever he was doing or calling for people to go to the INEC, to go to the courts and stuff like that, and calling his people or his party members protesting and stuff like that is treasonable. Okay. So let me bring you that one whilst we wait for Olayomi Koiki to join in. That Peter Obi is spewing blast Laya Mohammed. Now, in a move that will excite many of his supporters, Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has replied the Minister of Information and Culture, Laya Mohammed, over the recent treason allegation made against him. Recall that Mohammed made allegations of treason against Obi during engagements. During an engagement, which we are going to be talking more about that. But as I did say, we haven't Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in, so we'll go straight to him, and then we'll be bringing you more on that because he's supposed to touch on that story as well. So let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to Frank. Good morning to all our listeners, and welcome once again to the Starr Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. It is a Tuesday, the 2nd day of May, the new month. As we say, happy new month to all our listeners, and welcome once again as we go through the program of the day, which is the update from Nigeria.
Yes. How are you? How was the family? How was the weekend?
Well, the weekend was beautiful. The family are doing very well. In as much as there is another one-day strike in the school, that literally means that there might be some background noise. It's just that we have the little ones, at the background as well, because today is a teacher strike day. That literally means that more teachers are outside as well this morning, not going to school.
Well, listeners, that's what the parents are facing today. Well, the teachers want some more money. Well, so they decided to embark on the strike. So wherever you are, just bear with us. Once you hear my little producer in the background trying to make sure that Yomi is producing the program the way it's supposed to be, let us do so. Pastor Momo, good morning to you. Say, Lord, we worship you always from everlasting to everlasting. Good morning to you. Oh, man of God, you've done well. Thank you very much, Pastor Momo, man of God, for what you continue to do, your support there as well. But let's come back straight to what is happening in Nigeria. First of all, let's touch on what I was looking at first, pertaining to the statement that Lai Mohammed made against Peter Obi when he came. He was outside the country. He made one in the US and made one in the UK as well, saying that statement. Behavior of Peter Obi is treasonable. Can you give us a bit of background to that and what the reaction has been from Peter Obi's quarters?
Well, as you do know that, Lai Mohammed is the Nigeria Information Minister. So that literally means that, Lai Mohammed is there to, to give us what the government, says in terms of his projection to Nigeria. The Information Minister will be the right person, to tell the world the position of Nigeria as well. But this morning, as we do know that Lai Mohammed himself, has found his way into what we can call the obedient, and the obedient are one of those movements that we've never seen, in the history as well. I mean, a lot of people never thought Peter Obi would get to where he is, but it seems things change around. Lai Mohammed acted as rascal, flying to London and accused me of treason. This is coming from Peter Obi. Instead of using money to do it, Lai Mohammed used the money to go to Washington, D.C. to announce treason to somebody who is in Onitsha. And this is coming from Peter Obi himself. So what do we know? Is censure of Mr. Mohammed follow the minister media blitz across the United States and the United Kingdom, where he actually said that Mr. Obi and his running mate, Peter, Dapti Baba Ahmed, who are accusing INEC and the APC and his regime of rigging the presidential election. So it seems that, Lai Mohammed is just telling the world that as much as the election has been completed, that literally means that, we now have Peter Obi and his vice president instigating violence into the country.
Well, that's what they've said. But what do you think about all that is being said there? It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, with me, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and we're bringing you everything that you need to know pertaining to what is happening in Nigeria. So now let's come to one of the substantive issues going on in Nigeria. Come the 28th, it is 27 or 28th, Tinubu, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, will be sworn in.
The 29th.
The 29th, okay? The 29th, he will be sworn in, okay, as the president of Nigeria. But well, he's making some statement and saying that he's promising tough decisions. Tough decisions on what?
Well, remember that, we talked about the 40% Nigerians that are out of job. I mean, going back to our record, on Starr Radio UK, Niger Voices, 40.6% Nigerians are literally out of job. And yesterday, as we do know, Workers' Day was celebrated across the globe, and Nigeria was not left behind. Buhari said something that, is expecting Tinubu, to do very good to the workers. I'm not sure whether Buhari himself, did as much, for the workers' right. But what we do know that, according to the headline, Tinubu is promised tougher decisions as the Nigerian Labour Congress demands new retirement age. If you go back to what is happening in France, you know that the pension age was increased, and that has literally been up to yesterday. There's a lot of pressure going on in Paris, where the protests continue. Ahead of his inauguration on May 29th, the president-elect Bola Tinubu has promised to take tougher and hard decision to reposition the country for the benefit of citizens and workers. He also solicits the people's cooperation and support for his incoming administration in fighting poverty, ignorance, disease, disunity, ethnic, religious hate, which he described as one of the common enemies. So there's a lot in the next 26 days, for the president-elect to deal with just as it's going to be dealing with a lot of workers, it's also going to be dealing with 40% of Nigerians that are currently out of job.
Now, so when it comes to the NLC demanding new retirement age, now, is it that they are calling for that, to increase it? Like what the French president is trying to do, and that's brought about a serious backlash, or they're going to make people go on retirement earlier so that the youth, the younger ones, can now also get in it? What are they trying? What are some of the details that you put out?
The other ones are not ready to go because we do know with evidence that when people are getting to age 60, the NLC is asking for 65 years old, which is different from France because, what the NLC, let's look at, some of what is coming out. The Pension Act did not abolish gratitude payment, and we demand its restoration in many public sectors where it has been stopped. The Labour leader asking for. In his remark at the event, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, that I saw his monthly pay is getting about 946,000 naira every month, and he says that that is not too much. Explained that a total of 1.6 million poor households had also benefited from the bi-monthly payment of 10,000 naira by the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari, from the National Social Investment Program. But what in 2016, President Buhari launched what we call the National Social Investment Program, currently the largest of such in the programs in Africa. Also, the National Social Register of Poor and Vulnerable Nigerians now is at about 32.6 million persons from more than 7 million. Also, the retirement age that the Nigerian Labour Congress is asking for is 65 years old, which is a little bit 2 years below, what the Paris or the French, are asking for. But what we can say is that, there's the trade union progress also, in the Dr. Alex Otti, also to fulfill his election promise, and like they say, Tinubu is expecting as many people to work with him. He announced his approval of a new retirement age of 65 years, of 40 years of service for teachers in the state, which from next week. That is coming from each of the states as well. But from 29 days, which is about 26 days from today, we will then have to say what Tinubu will be presenting, whether he will agree with that. But like I said earlier, so many people, when they get into that retirement age, they actually change their birth certificate so that they can stay a little bit longer because they're worried that leaving the job, they might not be paid some of their, dues as well.
Interestingly, because when people are in the job, even their salaries is not enough to fend for them. And talk less when they are out of jobs, when they are not getting whatever they are getting whilst working. Of course, they will want to do everything possible to extend their tenure or their time in the workforce. As we know, some of our leaders even don't know their real date of birth. So if the workers are doing so, why not? But I'm looking at the 40% people who are out of job. Now, are these people also benefiting from the social investment program that Buhari's regime introduced?
Well, that is the question. I mean, in as much as we have these amount of Nigerians out of job, they not literally mean that they will be part of those to be paid the 10,000 naira. Remember that we already have, so many Nigerians that are poor, in terms of each household. The youths that are out there, looking for jobs are not getting the jobs, neither are they getting payment from the government as well. These payments are going to, the lowest within the community, and not every community would also benefit from it. But according to what the Minister of, Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, is saying that, so many people are benefiting from this scheme that Buhari launched there about 2016 after coming into the power in 2015. So whether Tinubu will continue with that, whether he's going to be adding to that, but it would have to deal with so many Nigerians that are looking for jobs, not that they are lazy, but because they have not been investment in Nigeria for 63 years, that is now having a big toll. When the crude oil was about almost $100 plus, we were not using the money. And I did ask the question yesterday, for 63 years, what has Nigeria done with the revenue from the crude oil?
That is a question. What have they done? And that is the problem with most of African leaders. I mean, when good times are happening, we don't try to save, we don't try to do anything as leaders of the nation, and then we wait until everything now nosedive and we try to. But when we talk about 10,000 naira, how far would that go for those of us who don't know, the worth of 10,000 naira per se?
Well, 10,000 naira is still a huge amount of money, to the average Nigeria today. Because if you look at the exchange rate, I'm just trying to bring it back to what it could be in pound sterling. It's about 930 naira to a pound. So if we, take it back to probably about 9 pounds, well, probably we could say about 10 pounds. That will give us, the 10,000 naira. So because if you multiply just roughly about 11 pounds thereabout, it's still a lot of money compared to some states are still paying 18,000 naira per month. So if you're getting 10,000 naira free from the government, it's a lot of money. Some people work the whole day as laborer and they get about 1,000 naira. That means 10,000 naira today in Nigeria is a lot. It might not buy a lot because of the inflation, but at least it's better than nothing.
Of course, it's better than nothing. But unemployment, well, that is a big risk, and therefore, if any person is coming to leadership, it's one of the things that they need to address. And I hope that is one of the tough decisions that Tinubu, President-elect, let's put it that way, is going to be making. But listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show with me, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios. I say it's good morning to you. It says morning to Mr. Koiki and Mr. Archie and the rest of the team. And we say hello. We hope that you are having a good day and you had a good weekend as well. Okay, let's move on. Now, one of the stories that has been making lots of headway, and we were thinking that during the election, we were going to hear something about it, which we have not heard anything about it. But now we've come back to it. That pertains to Nnamdi Kanu again. Now, Northerners are slamming Ohanaeze and condemning calls for IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu's release. Now, the courts have released him, have acquitted him to be released. Now, the DSS decided to hold him. Now, last week, we had the Supreme Court ruling that, well, they can bring, they are going to be bringing more charges against him. Just hold him. And then Ohanaeze is saying, leave the man alone. What is wrong with that?
Well, nothing wrong with that. They've now been the President General of Ohanaeze Indigbo, Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, had on Sunday yesterday urged Mr. Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu before the end of his tenure, which is about 26 days from today. But it seems that, the leader of the Arewa group said the call was quite very wrong one. Where were they when Kanu was leading IPOB militants to kill innocent people in the Southeast with a question mark? Not only in the Southeast, so many members of the Arewa community were attacked in Port Harcourt and nobody said anything. Mr. Saidu stated, we have the figures, we even have the photos of those killed in cold blood. He added now that they are clamoring for his release. What guarantee are they giving that the killings will not continue if he's not released? Mr. Saidu noted that the IPOB leader could not be released by presidential order because he's facing a trial in the court. Buhari didn't order the detention of Nnamdi Kanu in the first place. He's been detained by the court where he's facing treason charges. So it will be absurd for Buhari to order his release. But what they are not saying is that Buhari actually kidnapped him and renditioned him from Kenya, which is against the international protocol as well. But Mr. Saidu advised Ohanaeze to visit victims of IPOB attacks in the Southeast, which he said were mainly settlers, to find solutions to the problems.
Now, Yomi, this is quite, let me put it below the belt, because I'm looking at it that, look at the atrocity that the what do you call them, the IPOB, what do you call the other one,
the Fulani terrorists.
The terrorists are, unleashing on people in the north and across the country. When they are arrested, they find ways and means to release them. Okay, they find ways and means to again amalgamate them into the community again, saying that let's forgive them, and so there are lots of them who have actually been integrated into the community. But why are the Northerners that scared about them? Why are is the IPOB attacking them? And again, was it Nnamdi Kanu who said they should do that?
Well, Nigeria is facing a lot when it comes to information that is out there. So it depends on which side of the news that you're listening to. And as we've said so many times that if you're not careful, you could get caught up between the fake news and the real news out there. Let's go back to the Boko Haram, the Fulani terrorists that you're talking about. They've become very powerful, and according to the late Dr. Malafi Obadia, told us that there are some governors, sitting governors, that are backing them as well. What the ESN have brought is to stop the invasion of the farm within the southeast, which also the same reason why Amotekun was established. We can show the images, not even a slight part of it. The images I received from Ondo State yesterday, gruesome butcher of Fulani terrorists on people's farm. It's been questioned that, where are the same Amotekun that should even protect these people in the farm? But it seems that the Arewa that have been very, very, very adamant and believe that, the IPOB has been a terrorist organization because that is what the government calls them. But as we say, these are so many issues on the table. And if the Biafra are now saying that they don't want to be part of Nigeria for all these reasons, then the question is, why not allow a referendum? But some say the referendum is not there on the Constitution. And the question is, when Tinubu gets in May 29, he will be dealing with so many problems that Buhari could not resolve in 8 years, even as a former military dictator.
Wow, listeners, Starr Radio UK. Let me bring you a statement that Samuel Ekpa released yesterday pertaining to what is happening in the country, especially in the southeast. Now, the popular pro-Biafra agitator separatist Simon Ekpa has sent a powerful message to the southeast governors, politicians, cultural, religious, business elites, and Ohainze Ndigbo, led by Chief Emmanuel Wanyawu. Okay, and he says in the statement, we wish to remind the old eastern region, that is the Biafra elites, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and prince of Igbo land, is still in captivity against the ruling of all courts in Nigeria. Do you people think that only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in captivity? Have everything. So he is now talking about the fact that their economy and everything about them has some way, somehow been imprisoned or being controlled by the federal government. But has go on.
Yes, sir. It has always been the resources control, and one of the reasons why we talked about the 5 million people that were killed by the federal government, with the backing of the British government and so many other countries during the 3 years war of the civil war in Nigeria, is because of the resources control. The British invested so much in the in the crude oil, with their companies on the ground, and they were not allowing any breakout of Nigeria. The question then is, we're still having the same issue. We're no longer talking about the Biafra anymore now. Even the Yorubas are saying as much as, they are now tired of this union put together. How do we resolve all this problem? Obasanjo did a confab, that confab, the document and everything have been stashed somewhere, nobody knows where it is. Jonathan did the same thing. And all this reason is to try and bring, work and sustain Nigeria moving forward. But the marginalization is still there. Even the northern part of Nigeria is being marginalized, because we do know that most of the governors controlling the northern part of Nigeria, they're not true Hausas. These are Fulanis that have actually overthrown the real Hausa. The Fulani was not part of Nigeria agenda in 1960, and it seems now that if care is not taken, we might end up seeing what we're seeing in Sudan, and that is why there's still room for dialogue before nobody will start talking about having a ceasefire where people are being moved or people are running away for their life. There is still room for that. Nobody wants to see another civil war in Nigeria, but we can say all the time the direction of where Nigeria is going is literally at the verge of breakup.
It's a very sad one there, but listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios. Let's just touch on one other decision and then we go to all the other stories. Now, pertaining to the Southeast, now they are looking at the resources that come from that part of the world, and the same thing applies to the Igbo and the Yoruba land as well. So they are looking at everything that is coming from that place and looking at development or developing their areas. How do you see the Southeast? Is it well developed as compared to some of the northern parts of the country? I mean, look at it. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, almost every part of Nigeria is still backwards. And, when I was looking at the SDG, the sustainable, goals of the United Nations, there are 17 of them. As much as you would have expected, at least the Southeast where the crude oil is coming, or even Zamfara where there's gold coming out of it, is still as backwards as Osun State, where we also have multiple amount of gold. But we look at the most important part of the sustainable development goal number 1, no to poverty. But as of today, Nigeria is the 6th largest crude oil producer in the world, but it's also the capital poverty of the world. So when we look at what you were discussing, none of this is happening, even though development seems to be getting to certain areas, but it's still far reach to what it could have been. And when we talk about, number 1, the no to poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education. Nigerians were literally out of school for almost 8 months last year, when, they went on strike. And when you look at the gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy is not there, decent work and economic growth. And that takes me straight to the next headline where, Femi Adesina, I believe is still going to have a job after, representing Buhari for 8 years. This headline says, it is not the duty of the government to create jobs. Fair enough, it is not the duty of the government to create jobs, but also it is the duty of the government to create the enabling environment. Yeah. The special advisor to the president on the media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, has disclosed that it is not the responsibility of the government to create jobs for its citizens. He actually said this morning in one of the morning show while speaking on the achievement of President Muhammadu Buhari in the last 8 years.
Well, if it is not their duty, have they created the enabling environment to get business going on private sectors? I mean, bringing about business and they're employing people? What are they doing? Well, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Okay, Yomi, now bring us some more of the stories making around, sir.
Well, still quite a lot. We're just going to touch a few of them. Once again, if you've just joined us, this is the Starr Radio UK, the morning show, where we take you through what are the headlines, the news coming out of Nigeria. And if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you do so from Monday to Friday, where myself and Archie and Frank, and sometimes some of the other guests from 11 o'clock in the morning. Adesina noted that all that the government does is create an enabling environment that we talked about for creating jobs, while the private sector creates the job. Responding to the question he was asked on President Buhari's promise to create 3 million jobs annually from 2015. Did you say 3 million was the promise? I wouldn't say he put the figure. We know that they've always changed, so much of what Buhari said. And it is important that we take note of so many things that Tinubu is saying, because by the time Tinubu is getting to a certain time, we might start hearing that Tinubu never said so as well. Buhari gave the percentage of the joblessness in the country. He wouldn't recall, but some of us recall that he gave a specific figure for the numbers of jobs we are creating. For all you know, that may have come from nowhere. Regard as it may, it is the job and the duty of the government to create an enabling environment for the jobs in the country. It is not the government itself that creates jobs. So many jobs were lost when Buhari actually closed on Twitter for 6 months. That is a job, because so many Nigerians use this social media to communicate, especially those in the music, the comedy, and those that are now also finding the skit as a way of revenue and likewise as well. He, however, noted, according to Femi Adesina, that Buhari has achieved in all sectors, including oil and gas, infrastructure, legislative matter, and security. That will be for Nigerians to decide But from us here, we do know that so many Nigerians, diaspora, sent home, according to the World Bank, 168 billion US dollars to support as many Nigerians as well. Part of what makes Nigeria still stand still is motorists stranded as flood takes over Lagos Ibadan Expressway Long Bridge. I mean, I saw the images. We do know that there's a lot of happening. I was following the situation of the wind. I think in one of the states in America, nature is there to destroy things, but it is also part of the government to prepare for the nature itself. So not a very good news as so many motorists got stuck where there is so much flood that have taken. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been going on for more than 2 decades, and it seems the project is still ongoing. Let's take one or two more as well. Tiwa Savage and others to perform at the King Charles III coronation concert. We do know that this time next week, we'll probably be reviewing, the outcome of the coronation itself. And, that will be next week, Saturday. There's a lot of rumor out there. We cannot confirm that about the Ike Kirimadu sentence. But what I do know that the sentence is meant to happen on the 5th of May, 2023, which is this Friday. So we won't go with the rumors out there. We will wait for the justice system to be served on Ike Kirimadu after he has been found guilty of trying to do what they called kidney for his daughter. And, we're going to be following that reportage on Friday, hopefully maybe from the court itself, but we will find out before that period of time. I'm going to take one more from the news, then go straight to the social media, because it seems already before Tinubu becomes the president, his son, Seyi Tinubu, is already trending, and I'm going to be telling you the reason for that this morning as well. So let's go back again and talk about one or two more of the headline, and come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie. Once again, this is still Starr Radio UK. In one of the northern part of Nigeria, one of the blogs was actually comparing NSAS to terrorists. I'm not sure where they found that information, but it seems that that is the kind of society where people that are fighting for the right cause are now being told that they are terrorists, and that is exactly what this particular platform called Hausawa was projecting yesterday on their platform. And the headline, and is already trending this morning, it seems that Seyi Tinubu is trending, and is trending for the negative part of it, at almost number 2 in those, news trending from Nigeria. And the headline on that says that Seyi Tinubu paid $11 million for a London property Buhari regime seized from Daizeni, the ally of Kola Aluko. Remember that Kola Aluko, and Daizeni are one of those two criminals that, the government is still trying to get Daizeni back from London here, but she's not, going anywhere yet. But, how Tinubu, Seyi Tinubu, the son of Tinubu, has been able to pay $11 million to this property shows that the corruption within the government is another thing to talk about. The affair could strengthen critics' argument that President Buhari was transferring stolen assets he seized from the cronies of his predecessors to his own cronies. So according to the information, the president-elect Bola Tinubu's son had been linked to a London firm that paid $11 million for a property in London that was previously confiscated from a notorious oil crook. Seyi Tinubu, Mr. Tinubu's 37-year-old son, who has long concerned the outdoor advertising market in Lagos, is the monopoly there in Lagos. It doesn't allow anybody else to take over. Was said to have brought the property in 2017, according to a report by the business outlet Bloomberg. The medium in the story on Tuesday this morning say Seyi has used an offshore shell account around the overseas corporation to close the purchase, which was facilitated through the Dutch bank. The property is reportedly tucked in an elite neighborhood here in North London. Wow. So that is the headline there, and I'm going to go straight to the social media at 11:38. Simon Ekpa is trending, Oyedepo is trending, Onitsha is trending. Not too sure why, so let's go straight to Onitsha. Onitsha is meant to be the hub of, the market for the Igbos and Nigeria, but as usual, because of the lack of infrastructure, it has become a very, very backwards, just as so many other states in the country. And I can hear, I believe this is where Peter Obi was speaking about the what Lai Mohammed was saying, maybe we should just take a bit of what he was saying from what he actually said before we come back again to you in the studio. Once again, it is still Star Radio UK. So let's get the audio out, where Peter Obi was speaking this morning.
Rascality. Rascality. That it was even announced in Washington. I committed a treasonable offense. And I'm in Onitsha. And my minister went to
now I understand why Onitsha is trending. Peter Obi is actually saying, I am in Onitsha, while Lai Mohammed is traveling globe-trotting and saying he's committing treason. Let's hear a little bit more, and then we take the rest of the social media news this morning.
Washington. This is what I'm talking about. We're not talking about wasting governance here. People don't want to understand. The amount it costs Nigeria for him to go and announce that in Washington can fix, I can tell you, I've been in government, can build a block of 6 classrooms in a primary school. I'm sure if you go to his village, there's so many places where children don't even have desks.
Okay, again, that goes back to the SDG goal, which is number 4, quality education. So Peter Obi is actually saying that the amount Lai Mohammed have used to bring this fake news out, it will have built a block. And definitely, I remember one of the Yoruba Nation rally that went to Ilorin. We saw this, the environment where Lai Mohammed actually live, and definitely he could have done a little bit better. But that is Nigeria politicians. They're better off coming outside to speak to the media outside, not to media like us, because definitely they know that they'll be asked a lot of questions that they might not be able to answer. So let's look at Nigeria. David Odoye, one of the most investigative journalists, has been on the Tinubu's case, is coming up with another headline here. Their father is a known drug kingpin with heroin trafficking asset that was taken on record, who maintained close ties to active figures in the West African cocaine smuggle. This is what some person in Nigeria want to swear in as president. So he's actually referring to the incoming president-elect. Likewise, Adetutu Balogun, however long the night is done with break, for the Lord Almighty has planned it, who can frustrate it, and his hand is stretched out, who shall turn it back? Nothing can stop God's plan for Nigeria. And there also Simon Ekpa, please tell Daily Post Nigeria that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not rearrested in Kenya. He was kidnapped, rendition to Nigeria by the Nigerian state, which is an international crime, and the country that kidnaps someone, rendition, the person as not legitimate. And the headline was that May 29 inauguration, Ekpa backs Iwanyanwu calls for Nnamdi Kanu's release. So it seems Simon Ekpa is responding back to as well. We've seen a lot of Nigerians that are from the southeast and the Yorubas complaining that they've been left behind in Sudan. And that is quite worrisome for so many people. And according to Critics News, Britain won't focus on their country, but helping terrorists to Islamize Nigeria. It seems, that is coming out. Bloomberg is trending this morning. A firm belonging to son of Nigerian president-elect brought an $11 million mansion from the predecessor government. So I don't know how that happened, but there's nothing that can happen in Nigeria. I'm going to take one from Omoyele Sowore, and it seems that the house is already on the social media as well. Maybe we might find time to visit that beautiful house that is worth $11 million. This is Omoyele Sowore. Welcome to the Republic of Organized Crime. Under Muhammadu Buhari, official Bola Tinubu, Nigeria will soon be listed on the sale of Alibaba. #Revolution Now. A farm belonging to the son of Nigerian president-elect was brought at $11 million here in London. I would love to visit that house if I can get the full address. I'm going to come back again to you, Mr. Archie, in the studio.
Well, it's interesting. When it comes to Africa, oh my goodness. You ask yourself the question, the statement that Peter Obi was making pertaining to what Lai Mohammed has done with that money going out all the way just to, he could have had a press conference in Nigeria, and if he wants other networks to be in, he could have done that. But well, he's not going to be doing that. But it's interesting. It's interesting. The problem is we go to vote for all these people once again, and I don't know why we continue to do so. But Yomi, a quick one. Then when it comes to the IPOP or the Southeast, the sit at home, is it still going on?
Oh, yes, it's still going on every Monday. There was a sit-at-home here yesterday in the southeast part of the country, and they're already planning a 2 weeks total lockdown, coinciding with the May 29th that is coming up, when Tinubu will be taking over from Buhari. Okay.
Now, I'm looking at it that if we take Monday out, say Monday sit at home, and Saturday we go back, then it's like +1 -1. So the impact, maybe initially, because people were trying to adjust themselves to the system, might have had a bit of impact. But for now, I can tell you that the economy might be just working the way it's supposed to work perfectly. So that is why maybe it's not having an impact at all.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I lost that.
Yeah, I was saying that now, +1 -1. I'm looking at Monday, which is the sit at home. Now they said, okay, now because Monday is sit at home, Saturday we all have to now go to work and do so. It will still be, call it the 5 days, the 5 working days that people have been using. Okay, so I don't see it impacting the economy of the area or the region badly as initially was done when they started the sit at home, where there wasn't any Saturday day for people to go about their duties. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if you look at Monday around the world is like, a working day. And if the Monday is completely grounded, in a part of the country, where they sit at home continue, definitely, is having a big impact. As much as, more businesses happen on Saturday, but as we do know, Monday is an economy day for, as normally it should be. But it seems that, the situation between the federal government and the Biafra, the continuity of holding Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe if Nnamdi Kanu is released, maybe they might lift the sit-at-home on Monday. But for now, the sit-at-home is still a continuity in the Biafra land.
Well, okay, listeners, we would love to know how you guys in the Southeast are feeling pertaining to this sit-at-home and everything that is going on. Has it changed your way of living, or has it impacted your business negatively? Whatever it is, let us know. Bishop Adeshina says, my regards to Starr Radio UK. Bishop, regards to you as well. Now, Yoruba Nation, what have been the latest update? What have been some of the events that have been planned so far? Things seem to be a bit like stagnant, let me put it that way.
Well, it has not been stagnant. It has been just the same way it started. More Nigerians, more Yoruba people do not even understand who they are. And if you don't know who you are, that means, you'll be backwards. Just as we started with a lot of campaign and awareness, especially through every medium opportunity. Remember that, the Nigerian government has been blocking a lot of the messaging filtering through, especially by not allowing a proper radio to be set up. That literally means that, the conversation is more online. But we've seen, in the last couple of weeks, meetings was held in Agege, where, the presentation of what we can call the sample of what would be the note to be used as well was displayed, and people were being educated. There's also conversation going on about the kind of money that can be used as well. Also, meeting was held in Kogi State. So the ground meeting is still going on while the conversation is going on here. Even in as much as a lot of people believe that there's been a lot of distraction, especially, after, the fake declaration took place, on the 20th of November last year, which eventually more people are understanding that a nation is not your local government. It is a real business, and it's not just something that you can see. I was listening to one of the media at home, and the media, Amaluka Great TV was saying that ever since, these women that came into the conversation, we've never seen her even holding the Yoruba Nation flag. And that is something to look into. I mean, somebody that says she has declared country have not even presented herself with the flag waving or in a picture. That literally means that maybe for one reason or the other, she's just trying to be very careful so that when everything goes faded, she will probably be able to deny that she ever even said anything of such.
What was that rumor going about saying that she's been bribed or something of the sort that happened?
Well, it's not a rumor. There's a lot of evidence out there that she's now working, for Bola Tinubu, so that by the time May 29, when Bola Tinubu becomes the president, then she'll probably fade away. There's a little bit of concern that last year, the Yoruba people were literally going to stop, the election, and that would have started when the main rally will have kicked in just around October or up to about December. But because she was already getting a lot of information, they were also doing a lot to bring the movement a little bit slower than what we expected. But now that they're not hearing anything anymore from Professor and those that are leading, then they are becoming very, very angry. And some of those that are following her continue to put the blame on Professor Banji Akintoye and IGBOHO for not making the movement to move further. Rather, they're not pointing finger on somebody that not up to today, no one knows where she lives. Nobody have had any sit down on one-on-one meeting with her. And like they say, she has not even shown a flag of Yoruba nation that she's talking about.
Interesting. Now, as it says, Yoruba Nation, no going back, Mr. Archie. Okay, I hear you. Mr. Nation, I say Yoruba Nation is stronger than before. We are quiet about our work and processing. Just last month, Yoruba Nation currency was introduced on international market using blockchain crypto network. Okay, so Bishop Adesina wants us to know that there is work going on, though we don't see it. It's like the deep seas. We go to the deep seas, you think that there is nothing happening. Go underneath the sea and you see the strong current. It will pull you or wash you away. All right then, listeners, Starr Radio UK. Yomi, yes, before we go.
Well, I'll leave it in the hands of Archie for the rest of the program. We'll be back again tomorrow. And again, tomorrow will be the Niger Voices. But for now, have a very great afternoon. And good morning to those of you that are watching us from different parts of the globe. And welcome to Starr Radio UK once again. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bishop Adesina continues to say more partners are now operating online banks using Yoruba account. Wow, interesting. Good development there, why not? All right then, let's enjoy this song from Jeanette. It's a Orile Demi. Yes, it's been one of my favorite tunes from Yoruba land. So enjoy it and I'll be with you in a moment. Stay tuned. Talk down.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Èyí tèmi. Èmi yóò polongo fáráyé. Èmi yóò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè mi. Ohun tí wọ́n fẹ́ mi náà sọ. I'm coming. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé a kò bí ó ṣe rí Yoruba nation, whether they like it or not, ó máa wá sí ìmúṣẹ. It does not matter what people say. It does not matter how long it's going to take. It's not about how long, it's about is it show achievable. Everybody knows that it's achievable and there's no way anybody can say it's not achievable. Mo parabo lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Let's share this and I'll come back in just about a few minutes.
There is no other section of the country that has contributed as much as northern Nigeria. None. You can bring any area and debate it. and you find that the North paid more than paid its dues. In political terms, this is what now the turbulence in the country politics. The North must not show its face as to who in the next election. The parties were warned that they must not field northerners as presidential candidates, because it is not the turn of the North to rule again after Buhari. Of course, I mean, you can look at it in various ways, legal or political. Certainly not legal. Our law books are very clear, the Constitution is very clear that I can stand the election 20 times and I can lose 20 times. But nothing should stop me from contesting election if I want to. But then, when you look at it in terms of, well, do me, I do you. Rub my back and I rub yours. The North has rubbed more backs than its back being rubbed. Obasanjo couldn't get 10,000 votes in front of his house. I sat with him when he declared, and I told the journalists that spoke to him rudely most of the time, I said he would be president in Nigeria by the votes of northern Nigeria, and he did. Even there, well, we got paid back somehow. It wasn't appreciated as such. Who brought Jonathan? The North did. Who voted Abiola? The North did, in my sitting room, to defeat my younger brother, Tofa. All these are sacrifices being made by Northerners. And even if you are talking about the years in power from 1999 to date, Obasanjo 8 years, Jonathan 6, 14, Umar 2, and now Buhari 8, 10. So I've been old even in the number, pure number of years, 4 years. 4 years, even on that, on those terms. But the issue shouldn't have been we are not qualified to contest. We have no right to contest. Certainly, this is the reason why we are saying now that the issue in Nigerian political environment must be based on democratic tenets only. There will be no issue of reserving anything for anybody. If you win an election, you win on the basis of this thumbprint. If you win, we'll accept. But if we win, there's no way you can deny us victory. No way. We will not accept that at all, and we'll be ready. So this is the point. Now, we are almost at the point when these elections will hold. And we have been in constant touch with our colleagues. We had, the Northern Elders Forum had remained committed to talk to other Nigerians on any matter at any time.
They drink, they fornicate, they do all the things that all human beings do. So it's not a question of religion. There's no question of anybody being truly a Muslim there. You know, even I knew a chief judge who was supposed to be leading Muslim prayers, who anytime he came to me in my official residence, he would put a brandy or whiskey in a mug and be drinking, and he would smoke and all that. So I don't think it's religion. When they started this Sharia, how many of them are obeying the Sharia? How many of them? No, not none of their leaders. So it's not religion per se, but they use religion to deceive people and say, Hausas were not Muslims at all. So they say, well, let's give you a superior religion, we'll give you Islam. But that didn't apply to the South, because we've had Muslims in Yoruba land even before 14th century.
So truly, what we are fighting against, or what is going on, is clash of culture.
And civilizations.
And civilizations.
That's right.
Not really the Fulani versus the Igbo, or the Fulani versus the Yoruba.
No.
It's clash of civilizations.
Yes, clash of civilizations and clash of cultures. Yes, you're right.
That means we have not really integrated as a people.
Never. We have never been.
So the word the Nigerian people is a fallacy. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Because, again, in those days, you will say there have always been Igbo markets, Hausa markets in Enugu. There have always been Sabos in Shagamu. But those Sabos were occupied by Hausas. Hausas are peaceful people. We traded in Kola North. We did even the few Fulanis that came with them at that time, when you had a Sabo in Shagamu or in Ibadan here, they would still look for one Fulani man and make him their Seriki.
How did the Hausa accept
they were subdued. They were subdued.
Despite their large numbers.
Yes, they were subdued. Of course, they killed, they ruined, they extirpated their 7 kingdoms. They killed their 7 rulers and took over under the guise of religion. Another thing they used the word corruption. Oh, your people are corrupt. We are saints. Your people are corrupt. They've always used the word corruption to deceive people.
But the jihad is over. How come the Hausa man is yet to claim that Hausaness again?
It's just now that the efforts we are making in the South have begun to yield fruits. You will be surprised to hear that now in Hausa land, we now have Hausa Christians. Never had that before. Never. You now have Middle Belt Forum that are saying we are not Northerners, we are Middle Belters. We are not Northerners. Don't call us Northerners. Now when you see a Jukum man or you see a Lantan man and you say you are Hausa or you are Fulani, he will be angry. He may even draw his dagger. Don't call me Fulani. I'm not Fulani. I'm not Hausa. What we did not know until recently is that when you call a Fulani man Hausa, he will be angry. He will say Banzani. Because he knows that I'm superior to Hausa. Can you say I'm Hausa? But before now, before Buhari came to establish his suzerainty over Nigeria, we lumped all of them together. We're Northerners. And like I wrote some 4 years ago, there's no North. There's no North that we used to know. The North is dead. There's nothing called North anymore.
So there's a Fulani now standing on his own.
It's standing on his own. There's no more North. If they try any war today, oh God of mercy. The kind of cohesion you had in the army, the military in 1966, will never happen again in this country, if there is a country at all. You will not find a Hausa soldier now, an Igbo soldier going to Enugu to kill a fellow Igbo. You will not even find an Igbo soldier coming to Ibadan to kill a Yoruba man, or a Yoruba soldier going to Enugu to kill an Igbo man. It will not happen again. So the Lantan people, the Benue people will never ever allow themselves to be used by any Fulani mischief maker.
So if I'm getting you right, your argument is that the Fulani hegemony has been broken.
Dead.
If the Fulani hegemony has been broken,
yes,
does it mean that the social structure of Nigeria is about to witness a very hard hit that will lead to a new Nigeria?
Yes, for those who agree with you to the extent of the fact that there are still some people who want a Nigeria, a group that I don't belong to. But for such people, yes, with the weakening of Fulani hegemony, there could be a Nigeria that will integrate the Soba Fulanis, the town Fulanis, and still reconstruct, rebuild, and then have a Nigeria that should be But I, as a person, as Tola Adeni, believe that it will take probably 1,000 years to change the mindset of a Fulani person whose philosophy is kill, maim, rape, send away people from their land and let me occupy it.
That is the bush Fulani.
It is the bush Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
And the town Fulani is more in number.
No! The town Fulani is less than 1%.
How did you get that figure?
Oh, go and find out. Let them allow a sense. What are the town Fulani? They're very few. The ones who have in Abuja. Or the few that dot spaces in Sokoto. I'm sure that that Sokoto, as we speak, is not a Fulani town.
Is it not?
No, that's a mistake we make. Zamfara is not a Fulani town. There are more houses in Zamfara than Fulani. There are more houses in Kano than Fulani.
But the Fulani govern.
They are a town. They are in charge.
Yes, so it's their town.
Yes. By subterfuge, by cunning, by crookedness, by all sorts of gimmickry.
Or by integration.
Not integration, by intimidation. And I said they are politically savvy. What they did to the rest of Nigeria, when they realized that the Fulani in the military, they could no longer use the military to retain power indefinitely. Since they've had power, they had access to the treasury, they say, oh yes, Edmond is from the east, or wherever, brilliant man. He may likely oppose us and contest with us and rival us. Let's make him an ambassador. Let's give him an oil block. Let's make him a billionaire. We padlock his mouth. Let's get an Abiola. Make him a billionaire. Let's get this. Let's get that. And make them big. They will never be able to look us in the face. Then we can continue. Looting the treasury. We can continue. And once when we are in control of the treasury, we are in control of everywhere. So we can hire thugs. We can do whatever we would like. And that is why they introduced what I call plutocracy into Nigerian political etymology. Plutocracy.
Meaning?
Plutocracy is the government of the rich.
Yeah.
Oligarchy is the government of the muscle men.
And a very good afternoon and welcome back once again as we enter the afternoon section of our broadcast. My name is Olayomi Koiki as we continue with our education and the reason why the Yoruba people needs to get the hell out of Nigeria before it is too late. We got another short break. It's not going to be a long one. And then when I come back, we're going to be talking about Seyi Tinubu with this new report coming out that he bought a house here in UK. Oh, it's a Joba, and this is what we are saying to our people. So let me start with this our broadcast this afternoon where we will play this and then we come back and then we go further into the program.
ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ ilé tó kọ́ ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan wọn Adéyẹmọ Chief Sunday Adéníyì Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà bí ara orúkọ tó ń dẹ́rù bo lórúkọ gan-an ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn ọ́ torí pé wòrà a kò lè fojú pé gbogbo láyé káríro lè dá kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alámọ́ kọjá dandan o ọ̀wọ́n erin ní má lọ́rẹ́ wọná ẹ̀dá kan lè sùn wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àtìmọ̀ṣọ́ kankan lè débi re ẹjẹ́ ìjọgbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ jòjòlè wo ló sànyà ìsọ̀yà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láyìn ìbí omi kò sí lọ ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè gbòó ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábàdàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ gbòó mọ̀ rẹ́ kí ló dé gbòó mọ̀ rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sanran ìgbàgede gbòó sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní gbòó mọ̀ rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní gbòó àfikàn pọpọ sí amúkan yòókù bọ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹrù wálé wàrà mòjé ọmọ onílé ọlà àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn ò ní bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fi rí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé fi ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Igboho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láéláyé ìtọ́ mi lè domi Sunday Igboho arógun má ti di tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé kókó.
It's just coming up to almost 9 minutes past midday. London la wa, I feel alright. London la wa, I feel alright. London náà la máa wà. London la ṣì wà. Àìtí kúrò ní London. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé a kú bó ṣe rí lọ́dọ̀ tiwa. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I say good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to everyone that have joined us. Depending on where you're watching the broadcast from. As I always say, Yoruba nation is non-negotiable. It is not something we negotiate with anybody. It is not, something that we can stop. We have made up our mind that we don't want to be part of Nigeria. It is not a crime. It is just that Nigerians are finding it. Yeah.
I want a first.
It is just that Nigerians are finding it difficult to, to accept what we are saying. Yoruba is bigger than Nigeria. What's that? Kenya? And Nigeria is just a country that was put together by the British government, for a very long time. We will not stop asking for our right to self-determination. It is not a crime. You might not be happy that we want a new country of our own. You don't have to be happy. And we are not begging you to be happy. You don't have to be happy. Nigeria has failed, and there is nobody that can bring it back. It is too late. It is just too late to rectify the problem of Nigeria. If anybody wants to rectify the problem, you are wasting your time. My name again is Olayomi Koiki. We're now using the full software. I just have one platform that is holding me backwards. That's why I'm a little bit slower than I'm trying to set that up. By adjusting my Facebook or my Instagram password, so that we will kickstart. But Mokibo Abashe, settle down. We should never get tired, and I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Tẹ́bá ń gbọ́ mi dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ń gbọ́ wa dáadáa, torí pé tá bá ti wọnú agbami ètò lọ. Sometimes it could be very difficult, to know that people have not even heard what we have been saying. Yorùbá bá pọ̀ nínú ilé ìtafẹ́ sọ yìí, àwa ara wa là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, táwọn tó bá gbọ́ wa dáadáa, tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ ìtàn sọ, ẹ ṣé gan Mr. Dashmayor. Ìyá mi gbé mi lékè, mo rí ń bẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjíire níbikíbi tí a bá wà. Àwa ọmọ kan lọ sí school, ìyẹn ni àwọn ọmọ Oòduà lẹ ṣe ń gbọ́ background wọn. Àwọn ṣíṣà wà ní strike. Ó máa wá bẹ̀ lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan náà. Mo kí onílé, mo kí àlejò, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ọkàn wa balẹ̀. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè da ìrìn àjò yìí rú. Èmi gan lè dàrú nítorí ìrìn àjò Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè ni. Ọlọ́run ló ní ìrìn àjò bó bá wọn olúkálukú ní tó bá wọn ní kẹjẹ kó máa sọ àwọn kan ọba sọ pé àwa la fẹ́ dàrú ní tó bá wọn ní kó máa sọ. They don't have any evidence to that, but they are just ready to destroy the movement. The movement cannot be destroyed by any one of us. Ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation is a must, and it has to come whether we like it or not. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ẹ má bínú pé tá a bá ní password, we always ask ẹni tó bá ní gbogbo àwọn device always do 2 authentication. So àbíyàn kan bá tẹ̀tẹ̀ login wàá lè máa bí yín pé ṣé ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ tẹ́ login àbẹ́lòmíì. So I'm not sure if this one will come back. So I might just have to start everything and close this one. So because it's very, very important, we are going to live with technology throughout our lives. Both technology, technology is with us now, and you cannot hide away and run away from it. Even if you don't want technology will want you. It's as simple as that. Tí wọ́n bá náà fẹ́ technology, so máa stop àwọn tó ń ṣe technology ni. Technology is now part of us, and there's nothing we can do to that. We just have to manage it. Manage it is important. Nicholas, a very good morning to you. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí as we are all been ready to go into the conversation with me. I just want to step my Instagram and then we'll be ready to go because Instagram doesn't use a software. I've not been able to do Twitter for some time. I don't know what is going on with Twitter. I can't get through with my Twitter using my, what's it called, software. You know, it's quite a little bit frustrating, you know, how this system works sometimes. But, you know, since I'm not the owner of this system, I just have to manage it. So managing with me is all I can say. I wish I can have my Twitter on all the time. Now that I'm here now, I think I'm still a little bit with one more of my badge, which indicates who I am, the Yoruba boy. Think Yoruba first. There's nothing wrong. If some say we are nationalists, we are this, why are you talking about Yoruba alone? I don't care. I am a Yoruba man, and that is the most important thing. Let's go, shout out to you, Ademola, and the rest as well. And I can see as many of my comments as they're coming through to me right here. The news about Seyi Tinubu buying a property in UK. There's nothing wrong if he has the money to buy it. But because we know that Seyi Tinubu is the son of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and tó bá mọ àdírẹ́sì ilé yẹn tí wọ́n sọ ní I know St. John's Wood very well. At least nígbà tí mo drive Uber, I know the area very, very well. But if you have the real address of the property that they are talking about, please send it to info@koikimedia.com. Mokim, Mr. Akim Adio. Now I can read the comment from the Koiki Oduduwa here as well. Moki, Mr. Korede, Moki Ugomo Yoruba. Good morning, all the way in New York City. Hopefully, I'll be in America. If all goes as planned, I will let our people know. And then you can come and shout out to me from the airport or wherever we can meet. You know, I want to come to America. I've never been to America before. It would be nice to visit America and please, you know, come and do some broadcast with our people there. Shout out to all the groups that are working tirelessly in the US. Shout out to my beautiful sister, Doyi, working extremely hard. Moki Uwale can say, I will let you know. I plan to be there before the end of the year if all goes as planned. I've seen a lot of people that are ready to sponsor my trip to America. I just have to give them the go ahead. Probably visit a couple of states. Are you in now or you're still going outside?
No.
You're back inside? Okay, all right.
I still busy.
Okay. All right. Bear with us. You might be hearing this background noise. So, I want to talk about that. I was going to close the broadcast and come back, and I said, no, let me just do another few hours. I always have the time, even though I have other things I should be doing right now. Time, Fisile. Some people appreciate it. Because if I'm not live, does not mean that other media will not be live. You always get somebody that is on. But we appreciate that people love the time that we are also putting out there. Because they say, time now money, oh, time now money. How many people remember that song? Time now money, oh, time now money. Time is money, especially if you live in this part of the world. Time is real money. So, and if we're putting our time down, it's because we are concerned. Yeah? Not yet. Later, after. No, not yet. It's still early. Later. Okay? The fact that I should. Time na money, oh, time na money. Time is money. So, Benny, no yaga yaga, no yogo. And that's why they say Koiki backpack boy. Come and be backpack kakiri in London. But they don't understand that there are some people that sit at home, they are stockbrokers. And my can go see office. Even after the COVID, glasses ojú ẹ̀ dọ̀tí gan. Mọ̀ pé nígbà COVID or before COVID, bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, ẹlòmíì ò tí padà síbi iṣẹ́. They are working from home. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Prince Ayoni driving to work and drinking coffee on my way. Ọlọ́ba máa fi ṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ yín. Iṣẹ́ tó lọ ń ṣe yẹn nísìn, time wọn lọ́ fẹ́ lọ lo brain wọn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa láti negotiate through contract. Everybody has. How many people in Nigeria ló máa fún ní work contract? A lot of you don't have work contract because Nigeria is a crime scene. A lot of you zero contract lewa. Or ẹni tó wà ní abroad àkọ́ fún ní zero contract. That's a crime against humanity. You must have a contract, whether it's part-time, full-time. It could be different contract. Contract oríṣiríṣi ló wà o. Contract tèmi ní pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ni pé èmi ti ní no going back níṣẹ́. That's my contract. Àwọn kan rò pé bí àmọ́ ṣe ń sọ ni. Go and look at my video the start. Ó kọ̀ ẹ́ pé wọ́n ti gbé Facebook yẹn lọ ni. My first Facebook of Olayomi Koiki that I opened in 2007. Wọ́n ti delete Facebook ti gbé lọ. I tried to get it back, I couldn't. Mo kí ẹgbẹ́ ìtawà lórí Instagram pẹ̀lú mi as well. So my contract is full time lèmi fẹ́ fi lè ṣe. Àwọn mídíà tó kù lè má lè ṣe full time because wọ́n níṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. Ṣé fẹ́ kí bàbá àròpọ̀re tó ní franchise ẹ̀ kọ́ lọ bá wà pẹ̀lú bàbá yẹn tó ní franchise tó ti ń run ní business ẹ̀ l'Amẹ́ríkà ẹ wá fẹ́ kó fi franchise yẹn sílẹ̀ tó ló ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. So èmi dẹ̀ ti sọ pé full time lèmi fẹ́ ṣe. Ó convenient fún mi ni kò convenient fún ẹni mi. Brexy, sexy, good afternoon. And it does not matter how long this project will take. But I know that in the long run, ó máa favour gbogbo wa àti èmi àtẹ̀yin gbogbo wa pátápátá ní Yorùbá nation máa favour. It does not matter whether some say ó ti sú àwọn Koiki kò sọ fún àwọn pé a máa gba country ní 3 years ago 5 years ago ìrọ̀lẹ́ ń pa fún wa. It does not matter. Yorùbá nation ti di ẹ̀rù jẹ̀jẹ̀ tó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sáyé. Mo kàn fi start Instagram mi náà briefly ní bíbá yìí kò yẹ yín kó kàn máa at least kó máa rí ibi díẹ̀ ó kàn lè má rí screen mi ni. Yorùbá nation máa wáyé free to ten. Mo kí ẹ mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ jù mí lọ mo kí ẹ̀yin tèmi náà jù lọ mo kí ọmọdé mo kí àgbàlagbà. Lanre Lamina ni very very late only Yorùbá nation is the solution. Maze Gold mo kí yín aago 12:00 òun ni ó ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ lù. Ó láti wáyé. It does not matter ìgbà tó bá máa wá ó ti di dandan ó ti di májẹ̀mú ó kódà bíyàn ò tẹ believe in any religion Yorùbá nation gbọ́dọ̀ wá sáyé time yẹn nísìnyí la kàn sọ pé a lè sọ pé gbà báyìí àwọn kan ní ẹ bàtà ń sọ pé gbà no. Nígbà tí Yàdàgbòrú dé I don't want to go into her anymore it's not necessary òun ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fabricate a lot of things but ó máa tó fade away láìpẹ́ yìí it's just a matter of time but àwa tí a gbàgbọ́ pé sẹ́ àwa ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjíire a ti wà backwards in what is known as Nigeria ẹ bá bínú mo fi start Olayomi Koiki náà ní lórí Twitter so that at least bó jẹ́ yàn méjì mẹ́ta náà ni Rasheed Zabe mo kí gbogbo wa pátápátá so time tèmi náà fi sílẹ̀ yìí èmi lè sacrifice ẹ̀ ni àti ṣèkan láàárọ̀ àti ṣèkan nísìn àti máa ṣèkan lálẹ́ kò mátà èmi ní time yẹn ni ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé náà ẹ ní time díẹ̀ àmọ́ government ò fún yín ṣe the government of Nigeria is a wicked government a government that does not rest ẹ lọ gbọ́n kan tí Fẹ́mi Adésínà ọmọ Yorùbá yẹn tó sọ nípa Buhari I think only Punch paper kọ́lá ti kà láàárọ̀ Fẹ́mi Adésínà gbọ́lọ́wà náà gbogbo ti rí story Fẹ́mi Adésínà tó sọ pé Buhari kìíní kan bla 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 it's all lies if you follow the news in Nigeria it can run you mad especially tó bá ní wọ́n ń ṣe project the fake project a ṣe ń padà bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ Ṣèyí Tinubu ẹni tó bá mọ àdírẹ́sì ilé yẹn ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ send ẹ sí info@koikimedia.com ẹni tó bá mọ àdírẹ́sì ilé tí wọ́n ní ọmọ Tinubu rà I'm sure somebody must have the address because èmi ò rí àdírẹ́sì yẹn àwọn ọ̀nàdá náà sọ pé káwọn Ọ̀hánìzè kọ́ lọ shut up nípa Nnamdi Kanu ẹ wá ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa wọ̀ Ìgbò náà wọn ò ṣe pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà mọ́ so kí ni àwọn northern Nigeria ṣe sọ fún Biafra àwọn Ìgbò pé ẹ máa lọ àjọṣepọ̀ wa kò work this unity is not working àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ yẹn ẹ fẹ́ ká máa ṣe Nàìjíríà bọ̀ọ̀lì àtẹ̀pà mo wá ibi tí Fẹ́mi Adésínà ó dà ń pé no punch ni mo ti rí ibi tí Fẹ́mi Adésínà ti sọ̀rọ̀ pé Buhari ṣe dáadáa bí kankan àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn èèyàn wa àti fix Nàìjíríà ó ti di okay I can't find it so okay jẹ́ kí n lọ type Fẹ́mi Adésínà ìyẹn jáde Fẹ́mi Adésínà Buhari àṣà àgbẹ̀ kankan jáde àwọn Biafra náà fẹ́ lọ so not fẹ́ máa ṣe pé torí pé Nnamdi Kanu ní òun ò ṣe mọ́ it is not the duty of the government to create jobs ẹ rántí SDG goals tá à ń lò now that I'm using the laptop I can show you a lot of things tàbá ti lo software remember the 17 SDG goals these are the SDG goals of the United Nations when you hear SDG goals in Nigeria run o free to think sọ pé well done Mr. Koiki more grace to your elbow mo kí DG_75 mo kí ìyàwó mi náà mo kí màmá tó bí mi lọ́mọ gbogbo ta máa lò nínú broadcast yìí mo fẹ́ sọ time fún yín so that because I have to be also I have some commitment mo ní láti lọ ṣe so it's 1 hour 28 minutes now give and take broadcast yìí máa end ó pẹ́ jù ní 2 o'clock give and take because mo gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ṣe 1 or 2 things tó wà very very important. ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn ọmọ kóòtù òjíire social media has exposed those only bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó bá jẹ́ láyé 30-40 years ago gbogbo tá à ń sọ lẹ́nìí tabakọ̀ ń sọ àwọn èèyàn máa ní fàbú ni mò ń sọ ẹlòmíì ẹ má parọ́ ta ló mọ tó ń pè ní SDG goals tẹ́lẹ̀ ta ló mọ tó ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ń pè ní sustainable development goals ta ló ti gbọ́ rí yálẹ̀ nǹkan ẹni tó bá gbọ́ rí ẹ sọ pé èmi ò gbọ́ rí ẹni Koiki mo gbọ́ rí there's nothing wrong in that wọ́n pe kinní kan ní SDG goals ṣé kí Tinubu nìkan àwọn fámìlì tiwọn torí pé bàbá ẹ̀ ó ti ṣe wàhálà fún Nàdẹ́kò tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ Nàìjíríà pa nígbà tí Ṣèyí Tinubu nìkan control ẹlòmíì ọmọ tó ń pè ní monopoly ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan tó ń pè ní monopoly fún yín. Let's go and look at the dictionary. Ẹ mọ̀ pé láti máa ń kọ́ nǹkan lélẹ̀. Kí ni meaning monopoly? Ẹ rò pé mo yé ti Ṣèyí Tinubu àti family Tinubu? No! Wọ́n play monopoly pẹ̀lú yín. Kí ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Ó ń ṣe monopoly ló ń play ni. Kí ni meaning ẹ̀? Kí ló dé tí kò fún mi ní meaning ẹ̀ ní? Monopoly meaning kò fún mi ní words pronunciation. Okay, kò matter. A máa fẹ́ like pronunciation yẹn kò lè gbé jáde láàárọ̀ yìí. Kí ló ṣe Google láàárọ̀ yìí? Google máa bẹ́ẹ̀ já o. Google má jẹ́ kémi Google ẹ rántí fídíò ọmọ kan tó ní Google kí ló ń pè ní monopoly? Ẹ jẹ́ ká háríkà. What is monopoly? Ṣé tòótọ́ ni wọ́n play monopoly ìyẹn ọmọ Tinubu ọmọ Jagaban Jagarudi? Ṣé torí pé bàbá ẹ̀ wá ṣe wàhálà fún Nàdẹ́kò ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá jẹ yípa? Kí ló ń pa DSG Nàìjíríà lẹ́rìn? Ẹ̀rí yìí máa pọ̀ kẹ̀. Ṣé torí pé Tinubu ṣe wàhálà ní Nàdẹ́kò? Ṣé Tinubu nìkan ló ṣe wàhálà ni? Bó kọ wá jẹ yípa? Ìbéèrè ni o. Kí ló ń pè ní monopoly? A market structure characterized by single seller. Ìjọ tí èmi nìkan bá ti di pé èmi nìkan náà ní kí n máa ṣe Yorùbá nation, mo ti monopolize ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Kò dẹ̀ possible, mo rò pé yẹn lè wáyé. Ìjọ tí ó bá sọ pé èmi nìkan, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin KOKImedia team ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Ẹ support Koiki, ẹ bá mi fa account number síta. Wọ́n ní máa ń béèrè owó, mo gbọ́dọ̀ má gbàgbé. Backend team ẹ bá ń ju account síta. Àwọn kan wà mọ́ ní láti sọ fún wọn regular ni wọ́n mọ bó ṣe fi síbẹ̀. Àwọn kan ò rántí. Èèyàn kan tẹ̀bí mi pé Koiki kí ló dé tí account number máa ń ṣòlòkè mọ́ nítorí mi fẹ́ fi gbọ́ owó náà ni. Owó KOKImedia ni ọkọ̀ ìṣòwò Yorùbá ni àìtí gbọ́ owó Yorùbá nation. But tásìkò bá tó wá ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ṣe ń donate sí YSDN ẹ lọ máa donate síbẹ̀. Torí bàbá kí n tó yòó ti sọ pé ká má donate owó síbẹ̀. Ẹ rántí YSDN. But owó ilé ìpè Koiki ìwọ náà time àsìkò tó ń lò yìí ó wà important. Ẹ bá ń fa account number síta. Okay, Gani Olóyèdè sọ pé no one. No understand nǹkan tẹ́lẹ̀ by that. I lost track. Dr. Mike Ọlá Show TV. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa. Aláàbá wà pẹ̀lú ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà. Àsìkò ṣe kókó ṣe pàtàkì. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní monopoly? Ó ṣe jẹ́ pé Ṣèyí Tinubu nìkan ni wọ́n fún ní access pé advertising ní Lagos State kò wà lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíì, ó ti monopolize ẹ̀. Dangote nìkan ló fún ní access máa gbé ṣúgà wọlé, wọ́n ti monopolize ẹ̀. And they can become billionaires. Tẹ́mi náà bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n monopolize Yorùbá nation ni, màá ti di olówó rẹpẹtẹ. Èmi náà ti ra Mercedes, màá kọ́ máa wọ Mercedes mi lójú window báyìí ni. Wàá dúpẹ́ pé bus pass mi ṣì ń ṣiṣẹ́. It is a market structure characterized by a single seller. Kódà bá tẹ̀ sọ pé Ṣèyí Tinubu ò jí owó, kátẹ́ agree pé kò jí owó lóòótọ́. Let's just leave it pé kò jí owó Nàìjíríà. Let's just put it for argument's sake. Our journalists máa ń lo kinní kan ní for argument's sake. Mo kí ẹ̀yin Yonkan, mo kí ìyàwó Janet Fashaki, mo kí Ọ̀túnba Òsèní, mo kí Yorùbá World Media, mo kí gbogbo àwọn media pátápátá. Let's just leave it that Ṣèyí Tinubu, he is not involved, kò tí jọ̀wọ́ Lagos State. But for the fact that Ṣèyí Tinubu ó ti monopolize advertisement lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, it has become a crime against humanity. Even tó bá ń ṣe pé ọwọ́ bàbá ẹ̀ ló ti gbowó, for the fact that lè ṣàdúrà kankan ní Lagos State àfi tí ọmọ Jagarudi, that itself is a crime against humanity. It is not ẹ̀yin olóyìnbó ṣẹ́gbọ́n mi ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà wà pẹ̀lú mi lọ́sàn-án ṣẹ́ wà pẹ̀lú mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. It is not a conducive market yẹn mọ́. In tó bá ti di pé èèyàn kan àbí èèyàn bíi mélòó kan nìkan náà fún access fún kankan, wọ́n ti monopolize ẹ̀ nìyẹn. And you can become a millionaire in naira, you can become a billionaire in dollars as quickly as possible. And that is the market. So tá bá lọ ní ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí Lagos State. Èyí tó yẹ kí Lagos State governor wà in charge of that system of advertising wọ́n gbé fún ọmọ Tinubu. ẹ̀yin wá ń rò pé ẹgbọ́n. kò ń ṣe pé kò sí Lagos State Signage and Advertisement Agency o but gbogbo eléyìí ní sìnkàjò ni is all lies. Ẹni tó ní gangan ẹni tó ní advertising gangan òun ni Ṣèyí Tinubu òun ló ń control Ṣèyí Tinubu gangan ni and everybody knows that. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo according to LinkedIn which is where Ṣèyí Tinubu ti fi rẹ̀ sí ibẹ̀. I hope it opens up ń lò lọ́wọ́. Èmi àbúrò yín náà ni èmi ọmọ yín fáwọn nǹkan mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí mo kẹ́yìn ti Paris. This is KOKIMEDIA Live. Mo kí GTG_Forex. Ìwọ náà máa fi ṣí àpẹẹrẹ tí kò ṣíkẹ́. Ok. Ó dẹ̀ ti wá fi ṣíṣá. Èmi ni mò ń kánjú. Ojú àmà kan ha. Ṣèyí Tinubu ọmọ Jagaban Lotsa Promo Media. Òun lorúkọ media. Òun ni CEO and chairman Lotsa Promo Media and the co-founder of NOLA Foundation. So Ṣèyí Tinubu has been able to use his father influence to monopolize the marketing of advertisement in Lagos State. So nobody has a right, even though Lagos State has their own agency, but ó ti monopolize it, and he can destroy you. So òun náà ti di another warlord. So tí Koiki bá sọ pé òun fẹ́ lọ set up advert sí Lagos State nísìn, Ṣèyí Tinubu máa bá mi jà. Because ó believe pé mo ti fẹ́ di rival partner. That means pé tẹ́mi bá fẹ́ mú àwọn foreign investor mi wá sí Lagos pé èmi ò ní owó, Ṣèyí Tinubu will destroy us quickly. Ó dẹ̀ máa lo influence of the government of the day because again like I said ṣé torí pé bàbá ẹ̀ wá lọ ṣe wàhálà fún Nàdẹ́kò ó jẹ́ pé kó jẹ yín pa máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. So ẹ̀yin tí à ń sọ fún pé this is not a system that works. It doesn't work like that in reality. You can become a millionaire and then do whatever you want to do, but má lo monopoly lé wa lórí. Má fi monopoly fi gba ìjẹkúrò lẹ́nu ẹlòmíì. And that is exactly what is playing out in Lagos State. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń love wọn, ní kẹ́ má love wọn, I don't hate Ṣèyí Tinubu. But ìtí Ṣèyí Tinubu ṣe yẹn, wọ́n bí da kó ṣe ní UK. A máa fọ́ ẹkún ẹ̀. Tí bá ní mo fẹ́ challenge ẹ̀ fún kan tó ń ṣe ní Lagos State, ṣe fi pé mo lè win case mi. Is that a society? Ṣé irú society yẹn lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ká máa bá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ in and out ká máa parọ́ fúnra wa? And this is why we are saying to our people that it doesn't work like that in a conducive and a proper environment. Ṣèyí Tinubu can have his media and we can have another 10 media. Èmi ni màá wá decide media tí bá fẹ́ lò. But today, according to report coming out this today, mo kí Mr. Bamidele Mohammed, Ṣèyí Tinubu paid $11 million. Ó lè ra lé sí London, ibi tó bá wọn ló lè ra lé sí, as long as ó ti monopolize yín already. So ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń fún wọn ní accolade nílé, ẹ̀yin lẹ wà stupid and dumb. Free to think that one day go be one day, those that they steal money from government, one day go be one day, bí Fẹlá ṣe sọ. I don't have a problem tó bá ra lé sí London. At least èmi ò lè ra lé. But ó ti kọ́kọ́ monopolize yín, ó tún wá lo government influence. Ilé tó ló rà according to report tí à ń kà yìí, wọ́n ní ilé tó líǹkì mọ́ Jaguda Dezeni àti Kọ́lá Àlùkò. Báwo ni ètò ṣe jẹ́? Ṣé Ṣèyí Tinubu ò wá rí lè ní ìrà sí sẹ́ńjọ́ ẹjọ́ ẹni tó bá mọ àdírẹ́sì ilé yẹn ẹ send ẹ̀ sí mi, I will be there. If I can't get there tomorrow, I will go there at my appropriate time. Because St. John's Wood is very big. Mo lè lọ sẹ́rí àyẹn kíkọ show yín, but it will be nice to show you the property. Ẹni tó bá mọ àdírẹ́sì ilé tó ń sọ yìí. Ìwọ tó wà nílé ò ní láti wà wọ́ọ̀rì, gbogbo akọ́la máa di olówó, gbogbo akọ́la máa lówó. Àmọ́ ǹjẹ́ SDG code àbí money code SDG according to United Nations nínú 17 mo máa tún kà síta, ìwọ yọ ẹyọ kan kúrò nínú ẹ̀ èyí tó bá kàn wọ́n. Tó bá jẹ́ gbogbo 17 yẹn ló kàn wẹ́, ìwọ sọ fún rẹ, ò ní láti sọ fún mi. So Tiba Tinka, these 17 goals of the SDG, just point at, Koiki, number 1, Bamiwi. Koiki, number 2, Bamiwi. Number 3. And I want to be honest, I want people to comment. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ comment láti sọ fún mi pé lótìtọ́ lódodo in tó ń sọ Koiki ó ń kàn mí lára. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. My name is Olayomi Koiki. This is Koikimedia Live. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Send the link sí mo sí mi. Pẹ̀lú mama pé mo wà on. Let's better program already by. St. John's Wood in Swiss Cottage area, but I'm a BTC. I want to narrow it down to the house. I can go to St. John's Wood, Tabadelo type in St. John's Wood. St. John's Wood is a very beautiful area. St. John's Wood Swiss Cottage. I need to narrow it down. Mo fẹ́ mọ ibi tí ilé yẹn wà gangan. Lára ibi tí wọ́n ní ṣe Tinubu ra lé sí nìyẹn. Ẹ káàbọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà. Very, very powerful area. I know. Extremely powerful concept. So, ẹ tó bá mọ address ilé yẹn, ẹ ṣáà fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi. That's NW8 somewhere around there. $11 million ní Ṣèyí Tinubu san. Àmọ́ in tó fẹ́ fún ọ̀rọ̀ wà láàárọ̀ yìí ni pé ilé tọ́nú rà yìí, ilé yẹn fúnra rẹ̀ ti ní kan má lórí. Ṣé a ti wá sọ pé o lè gbà ní àbí báwo? Ṣé Ṣèyí Tinubu ò mọ̀ pé irú information yìí máa jáde síta? Mo kí Mr. Kabi Alabi. Èyí tẹ́ lọ ń tọrọ 5,000 naira lábẹ́. There's nothing wrong, but need 5,000 naira. If you are also doing a very good job, they have their own anti-terrorist security patrol. Wow, so tíjọ́ ti bá lọ, ó láìpẹ́ ìpín bàtà àwọn yẹn máa pàdé, because they'll be asking me kí ni mo wá ṣe ládùúgbò yìí. But I need the address. I'll still go that area. I can show you as much as what I can show you, but it'll be nice to see where the property is. Tó bá tẹ̀ yẹ pé wọ́n gé tẹ̀, màá lè zoom camera mi débẹ̀. I might not be able to use the drone. So what am I trying to say to our people is that Atifuni, the full definition of monopoly. In a monopoly market, the seller faces no competition. So Ṣèyí Tinubu ò face any competition in Lagos State. So tí Coca-Cola bá fẹ́ ṣe advert, wàá lọ bá Ṣèyí Tinubu. Tí Indomie noodles bá fẹ́ ṣe advert, tí Dangote bá fẹ́ ṣe, every one of them go and meet him, and he has become the power. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ọ̀túnba Adékúnlé káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, ìyàwó Esther Mukiyi. Bí ṣe sọ, this program end at exactly 2:00, kò ní ju 2 lọ. And I'll give room for a bit of phone call, but not yet. Now, I want to talk about the 17 SDG goal. When I start calling the names out, just start typing on the comment section. Even if you're outside Nigeria, because as long as you are supporting somebody in Nigeria under this 17, you are also affected under the SDG goal. And this is what Nigeria should have done for every one of us, because Nigeria have what it takes. I told you before, Nigeria is number 6 largest crude oil producer, even though we are not producing anything. We are just selling the crude oil. But we are the capital poverty of the world. So let's go at number 1, according to the SDG goals. Number 1, no poverty. Number 2, zero hunger. Number 3, good health and well-being. Number 4, quality education. Number 5, gender equality. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. Number 7, affordable clean energy. Number 8, decent work and economic growth. Number 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Number 10, reduce inequalities. Number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Number 12, responsible consumption and production. Number 13, climate action. Number 14, life below water. Number 15, life on the land. Number 16, justice, peace, and strong institution. Number 17, partnership for the goals. It will not affect the family anywhere. Which of these sustainable goals? Let's talk about life below water. Do you know that the whole Niger Delta area have been destroyed by crude oil? Was that not what Ken Saro-Wiwa was fighting for? Ken Saro-Wiwa was killed by Abacha because he was asking for life below sea. Ken Saro-Wiwa, he was an environmental activist, a Nigerian author and a television producer, was murdered by the late Sani Abacha in 1995, November precisely. What happened to Ken Saro-Wiwa? At the peak of his non-violent campaign, he was a non-violent. Ken Saro-Wiwa, he was tried by the Special Military Tribunal for allegedly masterminding the murder of Ogboni chiefs at the pro-government meeting and hanged in 1995. And you are expecting peace in Nigeria. You must be crazy. Anybody expecting peace? Nigeria is going to blow up. Everybody is just living in denial. We pray it doesn't get that. But one thing I know is, the northern part of Nigeria, we're going to come back to Seyi Tinubu, are now saying to Ohanaeze to go and shut up. That they must be crazy, according to them, not me. That how can you tell Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu? The question then is, if we know that we don't want to live together, why not allow the Biafra a referendum and let them go? Nigeria will not be the last country to break in this world that we are living. Nigeria will break. It's just about when and what time and what day and what year. It does not matter how long it takes. There is no unity among each and every one of us. It's going to break. So let us all live in denial and face reality. Because if the North is saying that, no, you cannot release Nnamdi Kanu, but Nnamdi Kanu said he doesn't want to be part of Nigeria. He is not interested in Nigeria because Nigeria was created by the British Empire. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu is saying that if you do not let the Biafra go, if you do not let us go, everybody should go and get a Somalia visa because Nigeria is going to blow up. Nigeria is literally at the verge of break up, and no human being, not United Kingdom, not America, not Canada, not China, not Russia, no human being can stop what is about to take place in Nigeria. It's just that we don't know when exactly it's going to happen. And this is Nnamdi Kanu.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension. If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction, and there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
Why do we need to wait until everything explodes? The Nigerian government cannot just hold Nnamdi Kanu and say that, oh, it's trying to cause problem in Nigeria. There has been problem in Nigeria as
Nigeria not like 1984.
Look, bro. Nigeria is going to destroy. It does not matter whether the airport is going to be destroyed. It does not matter whether, I saw the Nigerian military air force flying their aircraft in the southeast. Look, that is not going to stop the problem on the ground. Go and look at Sudan. The Sudan are using fighter jet from the up. Everybody's running away from Sudan now. So even if you blow as many people on the ground, Nigeria is already completely finished. The international community will evacuate their own citizens and they will leave us to each other until we kill each other, and then eventually they will be calling for ceasefire. No, you can't. You already have something else. No. No. Hey, but you're school, you're coming to disturb my studio broadcast. Eh? Okay, funny snacks. You do work on what am I saying? We are a comparative for the North is saying, hey, no, Onaise is going to shut up. So when Onaise now back Biafra and everybody put out a gun, you will just use the military aircraft from the top, but Nigeria will be destroyed, and there will be nobody called Nigerians anymore. Because nobody will come to Nigeria when there's a war. Nobody. How many people want to go to Sudan now? America has shut down their embassy in Sudan. British have shut down the embassy. France, Saudi Arabia, because Sudan is no longer conducive for anybody. So if Nigerians think that they can just pull out all these stone military aircraft on the top there, Azu, we're going to blow it. Look, it's not going to end the problem. It is just going to fast track it. So, but why do we need to get to that stage? Nnamdi Kanu is shouting for Biafra. Give him his Biafra. Let them decide whether they want to remain in Nigeria or not by conducting a peaceful referendum under the United Nations, not the fraudulent Nigerian government. Because it is only United Nations that has the right to conduct a proper referendum. If Nigeria conducts it, we know what is going to be the end result. Just as the election that was just conducted on February 25th. Nobody wants us to carry gun and kill each other. Why should we be? The Arewa is putting blame on Nnamdi Kanu. They say they have been killing the Northerners. Okay, let everybody go their separate way so that nobody get killed anymore. I cannot show you the images, but if you're in my KOKIMEDIA WhatsApp news group, you would have seen the images I post. I'm sure some of you will probably not be able to eat yesterday. Maybe till I cannot don't even. And then when I say I can't show something, and then some of you idiots tell me show it, so that they can block my Facebook. You must be stupid. I say we cannot show something. You say I should show it. How? I think I'm going to post it on our website as well, because not everybody's on the WhatsApp group. That's why we need a lot of support. The reason why you see CNN uploading things on their website, they have different staff doing different jobs. Me, I only have little, but we don't have the money to run it. You think it's easy for me to? Yeah, I can be spending my time here because I have internet, even though it's not free. But what about the team that is working for us on the other ground and different part of the world, especially in Nigeria? So should I be telling them, oh, go and do live streaming, and I'm not going to give them internet? It doesn't work like that. If I need to quickly update something on our website, I cannot be doing everything all the time. The CNN has different people that do different things. But if we don't have money to do these things, how can I? By now, I can't see. And I hope one of my team will be able to upload that. So we need funding is important for media. Media is not free. You think media comes free because we just sit here? You think because we're just sitting here like this? This is how some people are making so much money because they are working from home. Everybody does different things. But what I'm saying is, if Nnamdi Kanu remain there, even if Tinubu comes in May 29, there's still going to be more problem. It does not end the Biafra agitation. And the reason why everybody's being, let's say the reason why people are agitating is because everybody's been marginalized. Okay, Tinubu gets a Yoruba man. He starts drawing everything to Yoruba side. He's still marginalizing the remaining people. And moreover, Nigeria is not a country. So this is why we are saying that the Northerners are saying that Onaise should shut up. But Nnamdi Kanu is saying, why should we be saying shut up to each other? Let us go our separate ways. Does not mean that we cannot have relationship with you. Why? Okay, you want to bring cow into Yoruba land. Hello, I want to shalano. I can't show the images at all. You want to bring cow into our land for people that have cultivated their farm, and then you went there, you ate it, and then you say we should not do anything. And the moment those people want to do something, they want to then attack them back. That is not a society. If you want to bring pepper from the north, we will decide whether we want to buy it because it's a good pepper. Just as Britain would not allow me to bring anything that is going to create health hazard. There are some things that I cannot bring to this country. And each country, Britain has already told us that if you bring cheese from another country, you will be penalized and you can go to prison. So if you want to bring pepper to Yoruba land, we have to be sure that that pepper is not health hazard for our people. But today, everybody just Hausa pepper, but you don't even know how it is grown in the northern part of Nigeria. Mumu people, do you know how it is grown? Do you know how the meat that you are eating, this cow that they are sleeping with, do you know how it is? So these are all so many reasons like that. So we cannot live in denial in 2023 and say, let us manage to live together. We don't want to live together. The North is saying that the Igbo people are killing their people in the Southeast. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, making a no best. But can we do something where we sit on the round table, divide the country, and your people that wants to live in the Southeast must follow the law and regulation and the policy of running a cow business. And the Igbo people that wants to trade in the North must also respect the Sharia of trading there. And if they want to sell alcohol, jail them 20 years. Nobody's allowed to carry cocaine to Saudi Arabia. They will chop up your head. That is an Islamic country. In 2023, I have the video. Mokinyawa Comfort Olugunja. So why are we all living in denial that we have to live in Nigeria? And some people are saying one Nigeria. Are you crazy? There's nothing called one Nigeria, because the North is saying that the Igbo people are killing their people in the North. So why not divide this nonsense country and let us go our separate ways? But they don't want that. Everybody wants to be playing Amala and Neba politics. The Olori Buruku Yoruba politician wants to be playing Amala and Neba politics. The Olori Buruku Igbo politician wants to do the same thing. The Olori Buruku people in the North are not facing the same thing. And Olori Buruku tó wà nílẹ̀ Middle Belt, gbogbo wọn wá di Olori Buruku politician. Whether obìnrin ni, ọmọdé ni, àgbàlagbà ni, they are all Olori Buruku ni gbogbo wọn látòkè nílẹ̀. Tí bàbá tiẹ̀ bá wà níbẹ̀, Olori Buruku náà ni, because ó yẹ kí bàbá tiẹ̀ máa pariwo Yorùbá nation ni. Tí àǹtí ẹ̀ bá wà níbẹ̀, èmi gan tí mo náà family níbẹ̀, Olori Buruku ni gbogbo yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ. Olórí burúkú ni gbogbo yìí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìran wa nísìnyí pé Nigeria was sustainable, and today you are all there and Seyi Tinubu can buy $11 million stolen property back from the government, and you say we should keep quiet. No be juju be that. Seyi Tinubu, this is the news today, paid $11 million for not a property, but property coming from another criminal of the Izeni, Ali Kola Anuko. I mean, when I saw the headline, I was wondering why Seyi Tinubu was trending on Twitter until I clicked on it and I said, wetin be this? So, Ole Tiwagbe, Ole. So, if this is happening in a clear glaring of our eye, can't Seyi Tinubu go and buy another property? Why must it be the same property that the government have said that this is a stolen money from crude oil? Why is he interested in that? I think there's a lot of property in UK. Why can't Seyi Tinubu just go and buy another property and we will just leave him? I cannot leave you now because you have bought a property that is already in question of a corrupt government. That I'm not saying you are corrupt yet, but at least for the fact that it is that same property, it shows that that is the same thing your father has been doing. And that's why they say your father is a drug baron. Drug baron, so the same thing your father is doing, you are also going. So how many of the project is going to happen now that your father become president? You will become another warlord. You will also have your own assassination squad, and we are waiting for you. Me at London, I'm waiting for you. You can see why we cannot live in Nigeria. You can see why we cannot come to Nigeria. Because if this is happening where in UK, we know that UK, their own, anywhere money dey, that they smell, just bring the money here. But you at home, you will all cry. Look, going parapata, looking on your grandma, Felicia Jagbe, Emma Sukun, the most of you. Chene ni bono, Sukun, because none of you will be able to attain the sustainable goals of the SDG of United Nations. I am in my 40s. I bet my life that if we continue with Nigeria, you will not achieve any of these sustainable goals until you run away out of Nigeria. You will not. If you like, go and do juju. You will get money, but you will die. If you like, rip somebody off. If you like, try anything. Nigeria will never work. Because already, there is so much disunity among the three major ethnic groups. which is the Yoruba, the Igbo, and the Hausa. The Igbo, according to our Yoruba people, are already marginalizing us on our land. Then why are we living together under one Nigeria? Why are we living together? Let everybody go their separate ways. And if this does not happen in a civilized way, where we go talk on a round table, then everybody should go and prepare for a firepower. Ukraine and Russia are still fighting. It's no longer even in the news. They're just talking about it now. Choco, 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 choco. They are still fighting. Sudan is still ongoing. Do we have to wait for Nigeria to blow again? And the West are happy if Nigeria goes to war. It is going to benefit them. But one thing is, should Nigeria go into another civil war, there will not be the same like the 1967. Because the 1967 is a different ball game entirely to 2023. But how do we need to get to that stage? But we will get to that stage when Seyi Tinubu is marginalizing Yoruba people in Lagos State, and then you are now coming and say, oh, it's the Igbo people, it's the Igbo people, it's the Igbo people. But Seyi Tinubu is doing monopoly on your head in Lagos. Koiki, don't worry about that. I think Seyi Tinubu is a Yoruba boy. We are happy like that. Fake Yoruba people. They're Yorubas, but they are fake. Because they believe that there's nothing wrong if Seyi Tinubu is monopolizing them. They are stupid. Just as they feel nothing is wrong when Tinubu is monopolizing them. They don't see anything wrong in it. And this is why I say the unity where they put together is not going to work. The British knows that. The American knows that. But they are not going to be the one to come and tell us what to do. Joe Biden is not going to be the one to come and tell us what to do. Nobody's going to be alive forever. We are all going to die. We've seen American presidents that have died before. So we are the one, our land, facing the problem. Not America, not Britain, not France. Look, if you like, stay inside your small house in anywhere abroad. You know, 4 corners of your house every day, 4 corners, 4 corners, 4 corners, 4 corners. You build house for Yoruba land. You know, if you go there, when you go there, you stay in Lagos State, you run back after 3 weeks. Maximum, you use 3 months. But you make sure you carry all your medication if you're in the elderly stage. If not, if you get sick, you will die in one of the hospitals. Because even our governors, you know, they are not taking treatment in Yoruba land. So why are we forcing ourselves into a country that was put together by a white man? Why? Why are we forcing ourselves? Some say, hey, Tinubu is going to give us regional government. Some say, Tinubu is going to make Yoruba land great. Oh, so if Tinubu make Yoruba land great, so when they go back to the northern part of Nigeria, they will be vice versa. Is that the kind of life we want? The unity of Nigeria is completely gone. Like I said, this is the breaking news coming out that Seyi Tinubu paid $11 million for a London property somewhere in St. John's Wood, where President Muhammadu Buhari regime have seized the property from Dezeni, the girlfriend of Kola Aluko. Those ones have stolen so much money out of Nigeria that only God knows where some of those monies are. And they're not going to tell everybody. So the money is scattered all over Europe. Europeans. I love the Nigeria. Now we be mumu. Now we they bring the money come here. Now we be mumu now. But one thing is, it cannot sustain us. Let's talk about quickly as well. Where is it? It is not the duty of the government to create jobs. Our own Egbon, Femi Ade. I hope Femi Adesina will still have a job by the time he finished. He would have made a lot of money anyway, so he doesn't need any other job. He'll probably be, you know, a freelance like myself. He'll be writing article, and then he has just like what's that one in Manchester? Kí lorúkọ bàbá tó máa ń like article gan yẹn? Ìtọ́wà Manchester yẹn. What's his name again? He always abused this obedience. Ẹran mi lórúkọ ẹ̀. He was on Arise TV the other day. He's here in London with us. He was under Jonathan, one of the media of Jonathan. What's his name again? Orúkọ ẹ̀ sápá mi lórí. Too much on the head. You know, that one makes a lot of money and is telling people, imagine somebody who don't take money under Jonathan is not telling people, no, don't you Dele Momodu. Dele Momodu, àwọn yẹn big boy, àwọn yẹn fẹ́ jẹ́ kíákíá, jẹ́ díẹ̀ ni. Ìyẹn wà ní UK níbí by Manchester ló wà. Lórúkọ ẹ̀ náà. And if you want to make money, go and look at my YouTube. It was under Jonathan. It was one of the media of Jonathan. Popular about Twitter and there. I remember his name. Femi Adesina says it is not the duty of the government to create jobs. Yeah, Reno Mokere, that bomb bastard. Owó tó ní lọ́wọ́ tó ti jẹ lábẹ́ Jonathan, òun ló lọ nǹkan yẹn. Mokere. And every time I must say, if you want to make money, this is how you make. People wey don't steal money, they tell you say if you want to make money. It's easy for me to come out after I've taken money from Tinubu and tell you, if you want to make money, just be doing what I'm doing. It's all lies. It doesn't work like that. Oh yes, Mr. Alex Mamu 142. Everybody can make money. It now depends on whether there is an enabling environment. But Femi Adesina says that Buhari tried his, and Buhari never promised us. I hope a lot of you have taken note of the manifesto of the APC, so that by the time they finish, they will tell you, hey, we didn't say we are going to do this, so we didn't say we are going to do that. So let's say what Femi Adesina, the special advisor to President on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, has disclosed that it is not the responsibility of the government to create jobs for the citizens. I totally agree with you, my brother. But it is the responsibility of Buhari to create an enabling environment. At least we know that Buhari closed Twitter for 6 months. Do you know how many Nigerians lost revenue from being 6 months of Twitter being closed? Do you know? Abati, another criminal, Abati, they're all the same. But they still want to be relevant. That's why they're coming into the media. So I won't be surprised that Femi Adesina will probably be working for TVC or probably stuck somewhere. He's saying that Buhari never say you promised Nigerian 3 million jobs every year. You get job? You where you watch me now? Which kind of job you get? If they do skit, if they flip bottle, if they do comedy. Sure. He said this morning on Arise News television program, The Morning Show, while speaking on the achievement of President Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired in the last 8 years. Oh, spell that anyway. Adesida. They should have done, mistake here. It's additional. Additional noted all that the government does is create an enabling environment for creating jobs with the private sector. I am now asking you where you dey watch me, whether you dey for the north, whether you dey for middle belt, whether any part of Nigeria where you dey today, do you think that Buhari in 8 years created the enabling? We saw people throwing eggs away. I'm sure some of you saw the video on my timeline. How many like that? 8 years Buhari came, did he provide the enabling environment for you? And as we say, where did Seyi Tinubu have enough $11 million? People don't know him. So you watching me as well, you think you cannot have $11 million if they make you, to be doing monopoly. So let's talk about the property again here. We'll come back to Femi Adesina. We're just about 15 minutes before the end of the program. Like I said, I might even bring it down a little bit earlier than that, but maximum 2 o'clock, the program will come to an end, and then we might come back later on again. 9 minutes past, so that means we're just about 3 hours by the time I complete the program, just about a few minutes before 2 p.m. Right now it's 7 minutes past aago kan, ìṣẹ́jú méje kọjá aago kan nílùú òyìnbó. Tuesday. What is Tuesday in Yoruba? Ajé. Àìkú ajé, ìṣẹ́gun, ọjọ́rú, ọjọ́bọ̀, ẹtì, àbámẹ́ta. Can't even remember. Okay, well, this one is saying that the battery is low, so I better quickly put fire power on it. Let's take this one out. Sorry, sorry. What happened? You okay? Yeah. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. Ìṣẹ́gun lè ní ìṣẹ́gun Yoruba people. Nigeria is not for us. Trying to fight to defend Nigeria is a waste of time. So let's read quickly, Sheyi Tinubu, Bola Tinubu's son. President-elect, how's that? Okay. President-elect Bola Tinubu's son has been linked to a London firm that paid 11, and I hope he's going to come up and deny it. I just hope so. So that by the time he denied it, will be easy for us to confiscate the house here in UK. Ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun lèyí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, àwa la máa ṣẹ́gun, àwa la máa borí, bọ́fẹ́ bọ́kọ̀. President-elect Tinubu's sons had been linked to a London firm that paid $11 million for a property in London that was previously confiscated from a notorious oil coup. So, owó property tí wọ́n gbà lọ́wọ́ Dezeni àti Aluko àwọn olè 37-year-old. There's nothing wrong, a 37-year-old have been millionaire around the world. But the question is the money in a legitimate way? As Sheyi Tinubu make the money in a legitimate way by monopolizing the advertising system in Lagos State for himself alone. Sheyi Tinubu, Mr. Tinubu's 37-year-old son, who has been long concerned the outdoor advertising market in Lagos, which I've talked about earlier, was said to have bought so he didn't even just buy it. So the information just popped out. So somebody must have leaked that information. We don't know how that information got out. So he has bought the property far back in 2017, 2 years after Buhari came to power. You can see how they've been running Nigeria. Mukimis Yawabosede. You can see what's on Nigeria, the government property. But a lot of Nigerians say, and then so what? We love him like that. It's okay. So this property that we are talking about has been bought according to report by the business outlet Bloomberg. And before Bloomberg can come out and say such, they have enough evidence to back it. Sheyi Tinubu can come out and deny it, then probably they can confiscate the property in UK. Like I said, if anybody has the full address of this same property that we're talking about, please let me know. Mokibabawa Dele PC. The report further described the property as a private 3-floor residence in St. John's Wood, equipped with an 8-car driveway, 2 gardens, electric gate, and a gym. The property has been previously confiscated around 2016 from Kola Aluko, a notorious oil dealer who reportedly connived with the former oil minister Dezeni Alison Madueke to fleece Nigeria for nearly half a decade. Shortly after assuming office in May 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari started going after people suspected to have illegally enriched themselves under President Goodluck Jonathan. Is Tinubu going to do the same thing? Is he going to run after Buratai? Is he going to run after those that have stolen Nigerian money from May 29? Ṣé Tinubu náà máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀? Àbí Tinubu náà nílé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ torí pé ọwọ́ Tinubu náà wọn kò mọ̀? Ṣé Tinubu náà tó bá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣó máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bí Buhari ṣe lé wọn nítorí pé it was an opposition party that Buhari took over from, which is that criminal PhD holder Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Mr. Aluko bought the property. So property yẹn lost about 3 million revenue on it. He bought it for 15 million in 2013. Nigerians. I hope you are listening to all these figures, pointing finger at innocent man of 88. But we are talking about millions as far back as 2013 that Mr. Kola Aluko used Nigerian money to come and buy property worth $15 million. Not 50 million naira. $15 million, that's give and take, that's about almost 12 million pounds equivalent. The money that some Nigerians, if we calculate so many Nigerians together, we might probably not make such money. But one person stole that money. But today, rather, some Yorubas are pointing finger at this elder man, Babakitoye. Kola Aluko bought the property in 2013 for $15 million, indicating that it was sold 4 years later for a lower price, an uncommon scenario for such an upmarket neighborhood. Because I was surprised myself, how can Seyi Tinubu buy it for 11 million when in 2013 it was 15 million? Money per property. I thought they said property goes up, even though we know that there's been so much market blah 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 in UK. I'm not into property business. Bloomberg said it could not immediately find indication that Mr. Tinubu, 71 years old, was involved in the purchase, but the affair could nonetheless strengthen critics' argument that Buhari was transferring stolen assets he seized from cronies of predecessor to his own cronies. Mr. Tinubu was publicly claimed credit for making Mr. Buhari president in 2015, although the Nigerian leader in the rare pushback last year said his victory was a collective effort. And my people, I'm asking. So we open our phone line briefly. I don't think about anything this morning. About that one, so let me just give about a few, the remaining 40 minutes. Láti fi gba calls. So, as usual, the number is the one on the top there. And I appreciate everyone that have joined us, both in the morning and likewise as we speak right now. Mukyomode Mukyagbalaga. 15 minutes past 1 p.m. Ẹ̀wà ló ń jẹ mi, mo like ẹ̀wà gan. Ní láti wọ inú fridge. Ó dẹ̀ kí n ti mu cereal náà. Mo fẹ́ náà bá irọ́ ni mo pa mo mu custard. Kò dúró lára ni. Irọ́ ni mo pa mo mu custard. Mo mu custard yẹn. I just remember now. Kí n tó lọ ṣe Starr Radio. While I was setting up the program for Starr Radio, mo sáré mu custard. Mo kàn fẹ́yìn sí ni. Tó bá yẹ pé mo fẹ́yìn sí ni, kò yẹn máa dúró. Let's take our first caller. Bishop Adeshina. Hello, caller.
Hello, Koiki.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Bishop.
Kò ṣe o, ẹ ṣe lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Now, mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí number 16 yẹn.
Okay, the goal. Yeah, number 16 says peace, justice, strong institution. Go ahead.
Yeah, peace, justice, and strong institution. Now,
okay, go ahead.
Now, in a society, a peaceful society, monopoly is a crime against human rights. That is the reason every developed and peaceful society don't encourage monopoly anymore. The government open markets for everybody. Compete favorably so that everybody will have his own pace. The reason why the government of America is being successful economically is because of the open market. They give it a priority in their CBN. The open market section, they make it free. There is no monopoly of any business. The
government make enabling environment for every citizen to try. Any business you want to do, so far it's legitimate. Do it. Somebody else can come up with their own. That is justice, and that is equity. In economics, there is what we call choice. Choice is part of the economy. Well, we have scale of preference for individual. But when you say you create a monopoly because of your selfish purpose, only deny right and win come. Kò sí bó ṣe lè monopolize ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn ọ̀kan wọn ò ní rà tó ọ̀fẹ́ yẹn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ sí ìta ìlú wọn lọ rà lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíì. So to create justice and peace, monopoly is out of operation. Ìlú tó bá máa ní àlàáfíà, ìlú tó bá máa ní àlàáfíà tí wọ́n ṣe monopoly, because it's a crime against human rights. We impose the decision pé nǹkan báyìí ni democratic demo option. Ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ wá lọ́pṣọ̀n ẹ̀ máa lọ káàkiri. Irú Paris tó ní pé ráìsì Nàìjíríà kan ní káwọn èèyàn máa jẹ. Àwọn dẹ̀ jẹ ráìsì lóyìnbó káàkiri lásòkòrò. Ráìsì Nàìjíríà wọ́n produce ẹ̀. Ẹ wá block the border. So ìlú bẹ́ẹ̀ ò lè lálàáfíà. Ìlú bẹ́ẹ̀ ò lè lálàáfíà. Then let me round up before I round off. Now, àwọn èèyàn wa tó di Yorùbá, they need to now start to learn about government. Kọ́ lọ kọ́ governance. Kí nǹkan lọ kọ́ Yorùbá, most of us are kí kẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Most of us just carry PhD and not learn it. I've related to a little of them like that, and I realized that they just carry posts. They are not learned. They carry posts. All of them postulate their opinion. You can't run a nation with your private opinion. Educated people rub minds. Ohun tó fi dá dúró náà nìyẹn. Ẹnì kan débi àní nǹkan tèmi ni. Ó ká ló sọ pé nǹkan tiẹ̀ ní gbogbo èèyàn máa fẹ́ ayàtọ̀ náà. But why can't you rub mind? And give privilege and leverages for everybody? Ohun tí bàbá Akíntóyè fi yàtọ̀ nìyẹn. The man is so intelligent and ó kó gbogbo èèyàn mọ́ra. Ìgbà tó kẹ, nothing imposes any decision. You can say, but he did buy man out. You can tell it, ruminate on that. They will come out with a new something. Like me now, in a nutshell, I have done my own research about you, but government with a lot of consultation, and I summarize everything in a book and I submit to the Baba. I received Thanksgiving till they work on it. Our Yoruba people should go and be researching and be studying and stop shouts, be giving their opinion, impose opinion on people. It doesn't work like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and that is Bishop Adesina. We'll be talking more about governance quickly. Governance is the framework of authority, accountability, that defines and controls the output, outcomes, benefit from the project, programs, and portfolios. 1 minute, my caller. The mechanism whereby the investing organization, expert financial, technical control over the deployment. And we've got the address of where this house is. The rest assured, Koikimedia followers, I will be visiting this house very, very soon, where we can get the front view. This is where Seyi Tinubu brought this magnificent house in London worth $11 million. We have another caller quickly. Hello, caller.
How are you doing, Mr. Koiki?
I'm trying my best a little bit.
I will not take too much of your time. I just want to move it sorrow. Keep on friendly doing it all. Why do you pay? When we leave that country, that couldn't see foreign life and make us Nigeria settle down. Yet, You have to go to the Nigeria go, you want to. I mean, how can one person have that power to come out with the whole legal state? Oh yeah, I'm going to say you know, so you know.
Yeah.
Why we so blind to say that it's too much?
Yeah.
One person have that kind of power, and you put $11 million down for what? You know, just for the house alone. Talk about decoration and that what you need. Well, I would just say that you're doing your best, and hopefully that I will, whenever I have time, I'll contribute to your ministry.
Thank you so much. It's too much. Yeah. It's painful. It's very painful.
All right.
It's painful in the sense that you know. I mean, you know, if you have the wealth, don't get me wrong, but the wealth Tinubu somewhere don't not too low is already monopolized. What monopolize it? The number is +44 74 0440 5917. We are just about less than 35 minutes before the end of the program. We've done one in the morning. As usual, that was from the kitchen. We are doing another one here. We come back again in the night, back to back. Like I said, it's all about educating Nigerians. Nobody hates you, Nigerians. You are all hardworking, but we are not who we are told we are. Muki Remi official, Muki Iyawa Agbola or Agbola on Instagram, and the rest of you that are watching us. I mean, Sheyi Tinubu, if he has a legitimate money, kódà 10 million house ní bíbá ìkú kan wá, but already ilé tó tún rà yẹn tún ní kọ́má nínú according to the information. Eléyìí dẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ jáde ní kò kúkú ṣe Koiki ló sọ. But 2017, so that means pé gbogbo time tí Buhari dé tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn máa lé àwọn kan pa, àwọn máa lé àwọn kan mú. Actually, Sheyi Tinubu was negotiating the property. Àwọn kan náà ló máa jó fún náà pé ọmọ ilé Kọ́lá àdùkù yẹn ó wà lára létí Buhari gbà o. Ẹ mọ̀ pé bọ́ ṣe ń ṣe láyé ló ń ṣe lọ́run. Èèyàn ló wà lábẹ́ eégún àwọn tó mọ̀ ọmọ. Muki Mr. Lateef Owoseni, Abdullahi Muki. So there's nothing wrong, you know, tó bá make a word fún rẹ̀. It doesn't matter. But already, ilé tó tún rà, ó tún wá ní kọ́má nínú, and that is the property. Ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Tony Ages, àwọn lọ fún mi pé somebody already put the information now. Mo tẹ̀wá mọ̀ kó tún wá bí ṣe gba sórí Twitter báyìí, sórí Google ló gbé jáde. So even paper ti gbé jáde. But Nigerians will say, shut up Koiki, and then so what? Pandora paper lele, how Stella Oduala secretly bought a 5 billion naira property with cash. We can't continue like this. They are all criminals. Ẹ rántí Stella Odua. Ìyẹn náà jẹ owó gidi. I think there was a time he went to buy some BMW or something like that. Ijó àfi máa bá gbogbo eléyìí lọ. Why people are saying there's no, you know, the Pandora paper, Buhari visited Tinubu in a corruption-tainted London villa acquired by Oyetola. Eléyìí tí Tinubu gan gbé, wọ́n ní Oyetola ló rà. So ó lè gbà, and we can't, you know, I know there's crime around the world. Even America are gone clean. But in that sense, I walk, they want in this kind of society anymore. And those of you that always say, Koiki, shut up. We can't get a nation like that. Let's go quickly to East Timor. We talked about the East Timor independent. They got their independence on the 20th of May, 2011. It was not an easy way. Nobody wants to go in a way where we're going to be killing each other. We can actually tell Nigerian government, even as Tinubu is coming out, look, this current country is not working. It's not formidable for anybody. It's not about the 1999 constitution. We are talking about the indigenous people now. East Timor also went through a lot. They had their own history. 800,000 people were killed by the Indonesian government, but eventually East Timor become an independent. And let's say from, I think these 20 years after East Timor independent, the United Nations reflect on the collaboration with the country. Why is United Nations going to wait until there's war in Nigeria? Because then we cannot be, you know. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n kan tí UN General Secretary sọ níbí báyìí.
É com emoção, humildade e alegria que me junto a estas comemorações.
Àgbọ̀dé tó ń sọ o. You see, that's the problem náà nìyẹn. He's speaking a language they're not even doing the translation. But what he's actually saying, you know, is that 20 years after East Timor independent, the United Nations reflect on the collaboration with the country. 20 years ago, Timor-Leste became independent from Indonesia through a consultation organized by United Nations. Why is United Nations doesn't want to listen to Biafra? Why is it that they don't want to listen to the Yoruba people, the Middle Belt? Why is it that they don't want to listen? Why do we need to, why must that happen? East Timor became independent from Indonesia through consultation. And this is what Babakito is trying to say to the world. We want consultation. We want to go the peaceful way. We don't have to, and we're saying the same thing to our representatives. But our representatives are not saying as much because every one of them is backing Tinubu. And by backing Tinubu means that, they are not going to come out and tell you that Yoruba nation is the way forward. Yoruba nation is the way forward. It does not matter how long it's going to take. The Yoruba people will go. It is King Mokembe. 20 years ago, so I was already in this country when they were getting their independence. And if you go a passport index, let's go and look at them. Let's first look at the country itself. East Timor is about 1.3 million population according to the World Bank in 2021. Currency Tonno is the United States dollar. They have their own prime minister. Their GDP, in 2022, let's go and look at their GDP. GDP is about 3.621 billion, far lower than what Lagos State is making. But it didn't come easy for them to be a country. It was a long route. But at the end of the day, the United Nations is even saying that, through consultation organized by the United Nations, is striving democracy where human rights, fundamental freedom, democratic alternation are respected, according to the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres in a message to mark the day. Guterres made this speech through a video shown at the ceremony that took place in the country's capital, Delhi. We cannot live in denial. Let's take the next caller quickly. Hello, caller. Mute background here. Mute background. Mute background, please. Mute background here.
Hello, Mr.
Go ahead. I'm going. Yeah.
Just to answer your question, why East Timor the United Nations of that United Nations, Americans of course, UK, and all this only Papa Jakudababa only talk about world power. The fact Nigeria as it is. United Nations because they didn't really want to go. This Timor had nothing to offer them. Probably perhaps they will listen. But they want us to remain like this. So, just to answer that question.
All right, thank you so much. And that is a fact that cannot be denied. Nigeria has a law. We have oil and gas. We have amount of gas to one in Nigeria. It doesn't matter whether even in the north. I'm sure by the time they do a lot of exploration, they will find gas in there. We have gas in the southeast, we have in the middle belt, we have in the southwest. But the 5 permanent members, which there's already division among them, including Russia, China, France, Russia, the United States of America, and the United Kingdom. These are the 5 permanent members. Their vote can nullify any other person. If we have our own nation where we have, I'm not talking about this Dagboru woman that came and destroyed the movement along the line. If we are able to say we are going right now, the United Nations cannot do anything. I've told you that before. Even if they don't accept us as a member of the United Nations, we will just continue to run our own government. But the problem is, it will bring a conflict between the sovereign nation of Nigeria, Pelawa, and this is where we are trying to avoid that. And that is why some people are saying, difficult to get law without having your own representative talking about the Yoruba nation. Country without not with United Nations. United Nations United Nations does not give a country, but the job of United Nations is to bring peace and the major shareholder of United Nations is America and the rest of the 5 permanent members, which is China. China has a big stake in Nigeria. I don't think China will want Nigeria to break. Even if it's going to break, China wants to know the people that are coming out of Nigeria so that they can have cordial relationship with us. France does not want Nigeria to break, and we saw that Mike Adenuga and the rest of them, which I've shown you, had this relationship, with France. He has a good relationship with France. Both himself, Dangote, and the rest of them, France respect them because they are working in terms of France. Nigeria, France, Mike Adenuga. This is a strategic relationship. Strategic relationship for who? When they say it's a strategic relationship, and this was dated 2021, you can see him there. He cannot work very well. This man is very, very sick. Call him Folalafia. The founder of Glow and Corn Oil, Mike Adenuga, credits severally for his success in business to partnership with the French firms. Telecoms and energy businessman Mike Adenuga says he has leaned on French technology partners to build his fortune. Our relationship with French businesses has been a long and extremely beneficial one. It's all lies. We all know that it's lies. So the United Nations now, let's talk about Russia. I don't know where Russia stands now, but we know that Russia has become a bad enemy to not China, but to France, to America, and UK precisely. So the question is, how do we convince these 5 permanent members that we are ready to go? Literally, they're not going to listen. There have been a lot of campaign here in UK. The UK government has literally looked away as if nothing is happening. And they are just saying that we should just continue and forge on the democracy, and it's going to build in the long term. And we know it's lies. Looking Pastor Ogunjimi. It's lies. It's all up. But a lot of Nigerians are told now, do not even understand how United Nations works. So when somebody is saying that they've declared a country, we are telling you it doesn't work in that format. But let's come back again to Seyi Tinubu. And this is the property that Seyi Tinubu owns in UK. I will be visiting it now that I have the address. It's number 32 Grove End Road. Until he comes out and say, the property, it needs to come out and deny it. But what are we going to do? All this money is rotating, revolving into the economy of UK. A property worth 15 million in 2013 ended up to be sold to Seyi Tinubu at $11 million. Olegba. I pity a lot of you Yoruba people at all. I am here now. I hope it's the same thing for you in Nigeria. Like I said to you, you might not like my utterances, but Nigeria is at the verge of breakup. Comrade Pan B, thank you so much. No, that is a Omokiri. Yes, Reno. The injustice everywhere will definitely destroy Nigeria. The North are saying to the Ohio, say, shut up. How can you say Buhari should release Nnamdi Kanu? Everybody go chop breakfast. Last. Nigeria is not working. Doesn't matter whether Tinubu is going to bring all the brain power to work with him in his government. Already, his son is involved in a stolen property. But this, we can say, is a stolen property. A property, stolen asset. Let's even say asset. Property. Property for the UK. Why that particular one? Think about it. We don't know. All these things we don't know. Because we don't know. This guy, this criminal Yoruba boy or Yoruba man, none of them are clean. They are criminals. Because Kola Luko only contacted Seyi Tinubu through proxies. Lora property, Kamaba lose. Adelora. What the wire one more move around. There are some fixers that move money for them here around the world. But the money is not going to come straight to UK. Alobi. The money moves to Hong Kong, Baba, another criminal country here. Oríṣiríṣi owó ló wọnú Hong Kong, àtowó cocaine, àtowó gbó, àtowó drug, everything goes into Hong Kong. Ajáde padà. then Dubai náà èyí náà ọ̀dọ̀ yín náà clean wàá fọwọ́ yẹn mọ́ níbẹ̀ yẹn tó bá ti fọ̀ mọ́ wàá gbé lọ sí ibì kan wàá tún fọ̀ mọ́ níbẹ̀ wọ́n lè jù lọ sínú gambling. Somebody can put 11 million into a gambling and then they want to win. And they will gambling to win. Then eventually they buy the property. And you are there shouting, Imilokan, I wish you all the best. Anyway, my people, I got to wind down now. I love everyone. I just thought, let's just branch this one out because there's a lot that we still want to be talking about. People are saying, okay, gbogbo ilé tó wá ń sọ iná nísìn níbo lọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation dé? Well, Yorùbá Nation is an ongoing project that will eventually come and it will be fulfilled. Whether you believe it, whether you disagree with it, whether you are tired. If you're tired, come out of it. It's not by force. Àwa tó tired will continue. East Timor, to show you the passport. I wanted to show the passport. Their passport index. Yeah. Yeah, you can change it there. Take the remote here. And I don't anyway anyway. So East Timor, their passport index. Niboni passport index, not the independence. Because I know that their passport can get them to UK. East Timor passport to UK. Entry requirement from East Timor, travel advice. Feniton Loniabi. And this page reflects the UK government understanding of the current rules for people traveling on a full British passport for the most common now. And so what I have to do, I have to go to the passport index. Passport index. I mean, how can a country, less than 1 million, dashboard here? So I'm going to come all the way down. So I have to go to U, which is UK. If I'm wrong, but I know the last time I saw it. One need the visa láti Los America. But you can see, Talori, today is a query. Talori UK, kí ló kọ síbẹ̀? Ṣé kí n blue ẹ̀ sókè díẹ̀? Ṣé mo ti send ẹ̀ wá? Mo ti send ẹ̀ má bẹ̀. Ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní sọ fún mi nísìnyí o. Mo dẹ̀ send ẹ̀ látẹ̀ǹkan. Màá kọ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Ẹ má bínú, a máa parí program yẹn. Background noise to pick. Talori UK, èèyàn mélòó lórí? Ìyá ó ti ṣí òní sìn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n increase the front yẹn díẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ n dá sí 150. Talori tí mo show. Mo ti lọ sísàlẹ̀. Yuda, ibo ni you wà nísìn? You. Talori United Kingdom. How many people can say it? Ẹ move phone yìí closer. Òun ni green yẹn. Ṣé mo ń parọ́ nísìn? But àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ lọ through route tí East Timor lọ wọ́jà ìjà tó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. But bí mọ́mí wa Yami David bọ́ ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, she was right. America oníkankan tó fẹ́ gain lára East Timor. UK oníkankan tó fẹ́ gain lára East Timor. Wọ́n kàn ní kọ́ lọ fún wọn nílùú wọn. Wọ́n ní kọ́ lọ gbàdú wọn. But ẹni tó bá ní passport East Timor tẹ̀ ń wò yìí, ó lè wọ UK tó bá ti lè ra ticket. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ lo 180 days nílùú yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni bá fẹ́ gbé sísà mi wá nísìn àbí àǹtí mi àbábúrò mi wá ní kó lọ gba visa. UK dẹ̀ ló fún àwa ní independent. Ṣé ó make sense? Kò make sense now. Kò make sense. Àìdẹ́ sọ fún èèyàn wa pé this is not how it's meant to look like. This is not how it's meant to be. Ẹni kì í shut up. Ẹni tó bá ní pálí East Timor tó bá lè débẹ̀ tó lọ fún ọmọ wọn lóyún tó fún ẹ ní pálí wọn wàláì ó lè máa gbé bọ̀ ní UK tó bá dẹ̀ dé UK wà mọ́ bó ṣe máa yanjú ara ẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó jọmọ Yorùbá wà ní Dubai nísìn wọ́n fẹ́ cross over wá sí bíbá wọn ò lè jẹ́ kó cross over because wọ́n ní kẹ́ lọ gba visa. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà wà káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé wọ́n fẹ́ wá sí UK wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó wọlé ẹni tó dáwọ́ dẹ̀ wọlé orí UN yẹn lórí ṣe UN náà ní 1998. Visa free fún ìlú tó ju ìlú population wọn kò tó tẹ̀rẹ̀ kó fẹ́ tó state wa mí ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ 1.3 million but kò ń ṣojú lásán ìjà gidi lọ́jà. Kí ni mo sọ fún yín? Ìjà gidi. Mo ti ṣe full program lé wọn lórí rí but May 2002 mo ti wà nílùú yìí làwọn celebrate independent wọn ṣé wọ́n tẹ̀tí fún mi níwèé nígbà yẹn gan sẹ̀ okay dáa pé mo ti gbàwé mi nígbà yẹn can you imagine. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ àkàn sí o Oòduà ẹgbẹ́ wa kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀. So way forward lórí Yorùbá nation ni pé ká máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé ìjà ẹ̀sìn kọ́ là ń jà. Yoruba nation is a project that must be fulfilled, that must be completed. Mo kí Mr. Agboola Dele, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Abẹ́òkúta Grammar School, both my senior, my junior. Shout out to all our elites that are, you don't want to get involved because you think this is not worth fighting for. But it's okay. If Nigeria is not even worth fighting for, you must fight for something. You don't have to be involved, but at least, your own little ways can also go a long way. They continue to do Nigeria in the long run. It might not be what you want to hear, but in the long run, Mukimamiwa, Ganiyat, and Ike. Mukia Integer silent listener. You've decided to go on a hibernation every month or more in the comment section. Doesn't matter. We know you're there. You're wasting your time. Baba Kitoye, ló máa gba Yorùbá nation. No Igboho, no Yorùbá nation. Mo sọ fún yín. Confirm. No Igboho ẹ lè gba Yorùbá nation. Akíkanjú ni. Kò ní bá akíkanjú ọ̀pọ̀ Nàìjíríà o. Ibà Gani Adams akíkanjú ni wọ́n. Àwọn náà ti jà nígbà Nàdẹ́kò. Wọ́n fẹ́ break bone wọn náà ni bàbá yẹn ṣe ra position tó dẹ̀ wà nísìn. Ó ní ibà lòun. But we know that is with us. Ó dẹ̀ pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà, mo kí gbogbo yín. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, there is a lot of insecurity, Kọ́lọ̀ kó wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé o. Ìtawà lè ṣe làwọn máa ṣe ní bíbá, and we cannot get tired. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, a máa visit ilé tí wọ́n ní ṣe Tinubu rà ní London. At least ìní aláǹfààní, màá débẹ̀, màá lọ fíìlì bíbẹ̀ ṣe rí. Àní jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí i. Agbọ́, you don't see Igboho. And then we end the broadcast. When I come back, I play the anthem. Like I said, I have other things to do right now. And we've done a lot. It's almost 3 hours into the program. This is the second program of the day. Like I said, if time permits, I'll be back again later on in the evening for more conversation. Ganilo Edezope, they seize and share in between themselves. Seyi Tinubu take from his father. Omobalajini, I want to japa in Dubai now. No visa, no resident visa. Very sad. Mukembe, my brother Aziz. Once again, let's go for this. Thank you so much. Mommy Wash, Comfort Ologunja, every one of you, Yami Bimeleke. Bye for now. Udale, so that's about it. Bye for now.
ẹ má fojú ko eruku ata abẹ́ ń bẹ eruku ata tí o ti fojú ko àbáwọ̀ gbogbo Nàìjíríà. ẹ bá fojú ko ata ẹ lójú.
ọmọ Oòduà ọ̀gá Fúlàní ọ̀gá Fúlàní ọ̀gá Fúlàní ló jẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation yìí ti gbogbo wa ni kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò sílùú mìíràn.
Life is so funny. You come with nothing, then fight for everything, and later leave everything and go back with empty hand. God is powerful.
Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Bye for now.